Hey, everybody. Welcome to the first ever B&B's Football Happy Hour Draft. We have our 9 folks with us here. 3 others could not make it on our little Zoom meeting here, but they are definitely drafting wherever they are. And I got to tell you, we've had a rough start here, and it is 100% my fault. We went to do the draft. The draft was starting. We were underway, and we found out the draft order was not right. Yahoo wouldn't let me change it because the draft had already started, and people were yelling. Kevin was crying and cursing my name all at the same time. Thankfully, we were able to get it fixed, and a slight delay, but we are about ready to roll. We have 30 seconds. I believe John is on the clock, number 1 overall. So thankfully, we got this taken care of. And those of us in the league, I appreciate your patience in getting this taken care of. Boy, what a mess that was for a while.
Well, at least we're drafting tonight and not next Wednesday. So.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, next Wednesday. Yahoo try to make us draft next Wednesday. All right, here we go.
Week 1.
3, 2, 1, draft time. Good luck, everybody. I'll be honest, it's kind of weird doing a draft knowing that everyone else already knows what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I might have to change up my whole strategy.
It's also – no, you'll be fine.
Nah, I'm just going to change up my whole strategy.
It's also weird knowing that even though everyone knows what I'm going to do, I'm still going to win.
I mean, considering you already tried to change the draft order, give yourself an advantage.
Oh, all right. Well, Christian McCaffrey first off the board. No surprise there.
JJ, I thought you were going to shake things up, man.
Nah, I lied to you. Sorry.
Our Packers fan was tempting us with the thoughts he was going to take Aaron Rodgers or Aaron Jones, but what a liar he was.
I mean, sometimes you got to throw a wrench in there, and then everybody's plan goes to waste, and then you just start getting after it.
Saquon Barkley, 2nd overall. Not sure why that took forever. Zeke goes 3.
Beach, what do I do, man?
You gotta go with your gut. You got to go with your gut.
Do I go with my gut or my guy?
Follow your rankings, man. I mean, most people, their gut tells them to follow what they think.
All right. We'll make it quick.
Oh, he switched it up.
Wow. Dan Coons.
His gut told him not to go with his head.
2 months, Coons has talked about Michael Thomas and how much he
That's why I wanted 7 again.
Here he goes. Alvin Kamara at 4. There goes Michael Thomas at 5. Could have been yours.
You're welcome.
Could have been yours.
It could have been. Could have been.
Good one's for you, Chase.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I can make that pick for Kevin. We all knew where he was going there.
You love him, man.
Indeed, I do.
How many teams you got total? A couple?
1.
That's it?
This one. That's why I didn't want the draft order changed.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
The only chance I had to get him.
Man, like Coons, you should have taken him.
I should have. Kevin, which team's yours?
Dalvin.
Your
Mad
6th.
Titans, number 6.
Got you. Thank you.
Dalvin Cook goes to the prettiest one in the group, Bailey Coons. Eckler at 9.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
Wow.
Whose everything is fine.
That is Alberto Licho.
All right, I got to get these team names down here. Who's Tom? Tom's on the clock.
Yep.
What's he going to do?
Eckler in the first. Leach, talk to me about Eckler in the first. Why did you go with him 9 overall?
Well, it's a PPR league, so I'm banking on those 80, 90 catches. Give me 89 points. That's the other running backs I have are kind of all the same there, so I think one of them falls back. I think he's got the highest ceiling in a PPR.
Since 2017, no quarterback has checked down to the running backs more than Phillip Rivers. Why do you think
all right, where am I at
why
here?
do you think Tyrod's going to do the same thing?
Because he has Austin Eckler as his running back.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Okay.
Whoa.
Right. Brian, you took Mixon over your boy, huh?
Who's that?
Miles Sanders.
Yeah, I'm worried about the hammy. We'll see. You never know. I got to pick.
You think he's going to fall to you in the second round?
Probably not. I mean, I am picking in 2 picks.
No. I think I could make Bobby.
Bob, is it true that in 6 of the 8 games last year that Kareem Hunt outscored Nick Chubb in the games they both played?
I'm going to go with a yes.
I heard that stat, I think, on XM the other day.
I figured you were looking at it right now.
No. I just figured you might know. But I'm pretty sure I heard that. I was driving down the road not paying a lot of attention. But
Bobby, which of these 2 running backs are you going to take first? Miles Sanders or Josh Jacobs?
Well, I'm going with my boy Josh Jacobs. So there he goes. Our first round is over. Josh Jacobs was the 12th overall pick to me.
Coming back with Chubb?
I think I got to mix it up, man. I'm so invested with some of the same
yeah,
players.
you love Chubb.
You
Jacobs,
love him.
I got Chubb as my 7th round pick in another league. But I don't know if I want him here, man. I have not gone – I've gone RB every draft I've been in so far, and I kind of want to mix it up.
Kittle?
Do it.
No, I'm definitely not going Kittle. Right now, my thought process is Devontae Adams or Tyreek Hill.
Don't get another pick for 20. 24.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, I guess 22 players will go off in between.
I know. It's a tough one. You know what? I am going to mix it up. I'm going to draft a running back I don't have yet. We're going to see how he rolls. No, I can't. I got to stick. I hate fantasy football.
Man,
Likewise.
this is only your first turn to pick, too.
Who are you going to take, Drake?
This is supposed to be the easy one.
I'm taking Drake. It's supposed to be easy. It's not. All right. We're doing it. We're going Kenny and Drake, first pick of the second round.
All right. Option
I
number
like
3.
The upside.
You can't even pick between 2 players properly.
Dude, fantasy football is the worst. It'd be a lot easier if I was 10 or higher. 11 and 12. Too many choices. Too many guys are right there and similar, basically the same player. But I don't have any Drake, so let's go, Drake. Ryan is now on the clock. Second pick of the second round.
You know who he's picking.
Philly special.
Yeah, I don't know. I got him in another league, so I don't know if I want to double up.
That's what I'm saying. I feel.
Don't let us down, man. You talk about him on your show. You got to commit to him.
You said 1,800 yards for Miles Sanders. You did say that.
1,800.
For me, I got Josh Jacobs, I think, in every league I'm in. And if I feel that strongly about a player, I'll do that. But I don't feel that strongly about Miles Sanders or Kenyon Drake or Nick Chubb. So I don't want to get too invested in a guy that's not absolutely number one pick for me.
I had Jacob in Jared's league.
Oh, you're right. That's the one league I don't have him in. You're right. Oh, that's right, because we talked right after that. I have to root for him and against him in week 1.
Correct. Yeah.
All right, let me see here. I might switch it up.
15 seconds, Brian.
I might switch it up. All right, I'll double down. I'll take him.
You waited that long to take the guy we all knew you were going to take.
Well, I was gonna pull the trigger on somebody else.
What was your thought? Who was the other guy?
I was gonna take Adams, switch it up, but
Yeah.
I like going running back, so I don't know. I'll stick with my strategy, I guess.
I hear you. Tom goes with Aaron Jones. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Somebody's
AJ.
sad.
Still got Adams out there, though, but I don't know if he's going to make it to you and back at
I know.
24.
I heard to move Adams down in the
Why
depth
doesn't
chart.
anyone like Devontae Adams? He's falling in every draft.
I know, he really is. He just went now, though, with the fourth.
Probably their
pick.
number 2 receiver.
Who's number 1?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. They don't have anybody.
I know.
I heard A.J. Dillon was going to get every single carry and catch the entire season.
No, that's Antonio Gibson.
I was going to pick him, but I didn't.
You should have.
I figured I'd wait.
Me and that.
I got, oh, damn.
Tyreek Hill. Gone. So what was it?
Backless behavior.
Tyreek went as a fourth receiver off the board.
Yeah, we had Thomas, Julio, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill.
I bet I can pick, depending on what Blake does here. I bet I know who Kevin's going to go with on this next choice.
What?
I got to see who I play week 9 because both my guys are on a bye that week that I just picked, so that's probably a loss.
No, don't worry about
Already-
bye weeks.
Yeah.
Already worried about bye week.
Don't
lame.
worry about bye weeks. Your team won't even look the same by the time week 9 rolls around or whatever week you're worried about.
It might not even be football by week 9.
So why would you put that out there? Don't
Yeah,
say
Brian, if you're worried about it, I'll trade you my next pick for one of those two guys. It'll be-
that.
Who you got? Who's you see? Miller Time takes Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb.
Think that was Bradley Chubb or
I wish.
we could have did maybe next year we'll do individual defensive players.
Yeah, it's my favorite league. I'm in one IDP league and I love it.
I did that like years ago back in college, but I haven't done it since.
You guys
Mine's a
let me know how it
dynasty
goes.
It's great.
Been a while. It's the best way to learn backup safeties' names, though. There might be offensive line fantasy leagues coming up. You see, ESPN's got that new like run blocking stat, run blocking win rate or something like that.
I saw something in one. You can pick a damn head coach.
Kevin, I don't know what you were waiting for, man. We all knew that's where you were headed.
So what's that mean? You gonna try to pair him up with Kyler?
Doesn't really mean anything.
No.
No, he just loves Hopkins. Oh, our first tight end is off the board.
I do not like this scenario.
George Kittle off the board before Travis Kelce.
I
Who's
thought about taking Kittle there. That was my other choice. But that's just too early to take a tight end.
who's HTTR?
That is David.
Okay, so he's not with us.
Yeah,
David's
unfortunately.
not
Well,
with
I mean, he's with us. He's not dead.
Oh, he's not zoomed with us.
Bobby, you got any calls on what you think I'm about to do? You know me pretty well.
I think you were going.
He's queued up, by the way, just so you know. So I'm not going to pull a fast one on you.
You're either going to go Kelce or Godwin.
No.
Either one?
I'm going to go against everything I've ever stood for in fantasy football right now.
Then how would I know?
Quarterback?
More.
QB.
What? Oh my. Okay, all right, Coos. You can't say you know me pretty well and then do something that makes no sense.
I also told you I was going against everything I've ever done in fantasy football.
Patrick Mahomes to Coons. Coons, tell us why.
I don't like anyone that should be going at this point right now. No disrespect to Kelce. I got my eyes set on other tight ends at this point. I want no parts of one of the top tier tight ends. Quarterbacks, my personal philosophy is wait. I've won a championship with J.P. Lossman as my quarterback, but there's just no one else that I like the value on right here. So hopefully Mahomes can be Mahomes.
Is there proof of this J.P. Lossman win?
I can find it.
So right after Mahomes, his teammate Travis Kelce goes to Mikey.
Yeah.
Yep, Mikey. Also not with us. I'd love to get the breakdown and what these guys are thinking with these tight ends in round 2.
So he's got –
neither one of those guys are here in the Zoom, so we can't hear that just yet.
So he's got Zeke and Kelce so far. Oh, Mikey. Godwin to Pierce.
Second to last pick of the round, Chris Godwin. Gone. So now we got back-to-back picks by John. Aaron Rodgers is still available. So what do you think of, John? You got 2 picks here. What's going through your mind?
Well, I was getting real hopeful because Godwin was dropping, but he just went, so now I have to.
Godwin would have been great there for you, man.
Yeah.
You started with C-Mac.
Yep.
You might as well just get Lamar, right?
If you don't, I might pick him up. I might just
Scrap
level
two,
up there.
then trade
Might
him
go
all.
real crazy.
Trade bait.
Yeah, trade bait.
Wow. We
Take them
already-
both, trade them both, get an entire team worth, and then I'll go with Daniel Jones as my quarterback.
There you go. Danny Dimes.
On his deep thought.
No, I just lost my connection real quick. That was not fun. A little scary.
Who's
Get that
your,
little feeling in your stomach.
Yeah.
who would the pick would have been? Allen Robinson, maybe.
Yeah, if it was auto drafting, it would have been.
Just next available, best ranked player.
Right. I think I'm going to end up with a player that I want and don't have anywhere else. I hope so.
I'll take him.
You probably will.
Are you gonna pick Jonathan Taylor?
Now you better hurry up here, John. We're running out of time. 15 seconds.
I mean, you got back-to-back picks.
He's got Schefter on the other line. That's why he's taking so long.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
You better call Matthew Berry. Juju.
Okay.
Wow.
Juju as his number one receiver, and then we got John picking again on the turn. First pick of the third round. So let's see. So far, we have 15 running backs, I believe, off the board. 2 tight ends, a quarterback in a shocking development with Dan Tan Coons.
Still a shot for me to take a second one.
7 wide receivers, and now 8 wide receivers because John goes with A.J. Brown with the first pick of the third round. Now, I got to tell you, John, I'm not real high on A.J. Brown this year. He helped me big time win a title last year, but I find that his efficiency is going to – I mean, he had unreal efficiency last year, like averaging 20 yards a catch. I think he only had like 80-some targets, but he turned several short yardage plays into big-time touchdowns where he got a lot of his points. So are you chasing the upside here with A.J. Brown? What's going on?
Definitely chasing the upside. Like you said, efficiency, and I'm also chasing more targets. I think he's going to get more looks, more targets. And so if his efficiency drops at all, I think he's still going to have more chances. That's my idea.
So you think they're going to feed the ball less to Derrick Henry and more to A.J.?
I hope so.
I bet you do.
Kenny Galladay off the board.
Oh, okay, all right.
I love that pick. I really wanted Galladay on one of my teams this year. It just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
I mean, Kenny Galladay, he balls out with Stafford. I mean, he balls out when it's not Matthew Stafford. And if Stafford can stay healthy this year, Galladay is primed to blow up. And let's see. So, and Galladay was the 9th wide receiver off the board. That's probably about right, I guess.
I just can't do that, so that's why I can't. Terrible.
Who we got?
James Conner.
So he's got Ezekiel Elliott, James Conner, and Travis Kelce so far.
Hey, and that's not bad because, I mean, we all know that wide receivers deep this year, very deep. So he's going to try to build up those wide receivers later in the draft, and that's a solid strategy.
Is there anything stopping me from taking Lamar Jackson right now?
Hopefully common sense.
Wisdom.
I'm actually okay with you taking them. Have both. Doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt us.
I agree.
That's fine.
Jonathan Taylor, my guy. Well, this is my last draft, and I didn't end up with Taylor in any of them.
Lamar Jackson off the board.
So there goes our second time. And honestly, I mean, we all know not many of us in here draft quarterbacks early, but Lamar Jackson going in the middle of the third there. Is that the 5th pick of the third? That's value as far as ADP goes, I believe.
Chris Carson off the board to Kevin.
Kevin, I haven't heard you.
Carson.
I haven't heard you talk much about Carson. You haven't really mentioned him on the show too much. What makes you fall in love with him there?
Not in love with him at all. He was just the best running back available. Should have a good year if he stays on the field. I mean, the next ones are Melvin Gordon. I don't trust him for a second. Ingram, I like, but I can't take him in the middle of the third round.
Nah, I mean, well, you could. We just saw.
I
Coon
could,
took
but I'm not
Mahomes.
going to. Gurley, can't trust him.
Gibson's out there.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So few picks early for that.
Backless behavior. You got Amari Cooper sitting down there.
That's the thing. The next 10 wide receivers are all the same player.
Oh, I know.
So one of them's going to come back to me.
Maybe.
Well, if 10 wide receivers go off before I pick again, then what can I say? I'll take the 11.
that would be a heck of a wide receiver run. Yeah, definitely a running back heavy first
DJ
round.
Moore. DJ
Pretty
Moore.
well rounded after that. Yep.
DJ
Who's
Moore.
HTPR?
That's David.
He's going 0 RB.
He is.
Yeah, it's bold.
That's ballsy in
Thomas.
today's NFL.
Yeah, that's might get you in some trouble.
Tyler Lockett goes with pick 9 of the third round to Alberto Licho.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you're a bully. Hey, language.
Tom, what do you
Bye.
Let's see. Tyler Lockett, huh?
Tom is up. Tom's got Julio and Aaron Jones right now.
Julio.
Tom, and somebody's clicking
It's got to
furious.
be another Jones, doesn't it? Ronald Jones, Marvin Jones, Daniel Jones, Zay Jones.
We might. I mean, he's right. He's got Julio Jones and Aaron Jones. We might as well keep it in the family.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Hold on.
Search it.
Man. I don't know what to do here.
Well, you got 45 seconds to figure it out. What you going between 2 or 3 guys? Who you got here?
Oh,
Why
trying
would he
to
tell you? You two are about to pick next.
I mean, it's not. I can assure you, it's not going to affect my pick. You know, I got my guys. I don't care what anyone else is doing.
So if you want to take one of Bobby's guys, DJ Chark is sitting there.
I don't know with it.
Allen Robertson,
Oh,
solid
great.
pick. Solid pick. I can tell you, he wasn't getting past me.
Yeah, I was gonna pick him right there. So now I gotta think.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Man,
That's frightening.
don't fall out of your chair.
Andy
Yeah.
Isabella.
Oh, did Chase Vernon somehow enter the room? I'm about to be hit with a nightmare. My nightmare is about to come true.
Oh, is it going to happen again? Please.
My nightmare. I mean, it's gonna,
Please tell me you're going to do it again.
again, I haven't done it yet.
Oh, no, I thought we were talking something from our other league, your fourth round pick.
Oh, no.
That would just be glorious. Oh, man, that would make my whole night.
A bigger nightmare for me.
man,
was-
that's
Actually,
fine.
no, that's wrong. Drafting, no. So what Kevin's referring to, we talked about on the show.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, don't say
I
anything,
know.
Kevin. Don't say anything, Kevin. But I was basically forced to draft Le'Veon Bell with the, what was it, the second to last pick in the 4th round.
Yeah.
There was nothing that the cupboard was bare in the running back room. So I was forced to take Le'Veon Bell, and I was not happy about it.
There was nothing better. There was
I know.
definitely nothing better.
Luckily, right now, I am not in that same boat.
Oh, God, no, this is so much better. This is so much better.
Oh, God.
I'm
Please.
taking Odell.
Please do it.
Just go 2 running backs
Please
there.
do it. This is just.
Load them up.
I could just go on Auto Draft now and go to sleep with the biggest smile on my face if you pull this off. I am just going to be ecstatic.
Ladies and gentlemen, we gotta talk. So here's the deal. Everyone has guys that they love. Everyone has guys that they hate. I have talked numerous times on this show about how there's a certain wide receiver one that I do not believe is a wide receiver one. I don't think that he is should be going in drafts where he is going. I've even saw him go in the first round. I don't have him on any team. And I just knew that one of these drafts, when I was drafting late, third or fourth round, he's going to be staring me in the face, and there's nothing I can do about it.
We had a 20-minute conversation about this 3 weeks ago. You thought in your league of record you would end up forced to get him.
I know. Luckily, I did not, because that's the league he went in the first round.
Right.
Against every wish that I have, but I just can't pass on him here. He's going to be my wide receiver one, and he's, the 14th or 15th wide receiver off the board now.
This is just glorious. This is just –
I am forced to take, with 36 seconds left, Mike Evans.
Hopefully he's ready for week 2.
Boy, do I hate – I know. He might not – I know. He might not even play week 1, but –
oh, that made me feel so good and warm inside, like climbing the gym rope.
That is rough.
That's just.
He's also your number 1 receiver right now.
I know this.
Well, this next pick will probably be your better receiver, whoever it is.
Probably right.
Whoever it is.
Now, I am all in on Cortland Sutton this year. I have not shied away from it.
That is true.
I do have him in every league that I'm in, but this one, I'm going to take the receiver that I have ranked just one spot below him, so I don't have all of my eggs in one basket. And
Really?
I'm going with DJ Chark.
That's another one of your boys.
That's why he's on my team, Kevin. Jaguars, they are doing everything they can to lose every game and draft Trevor Lawrence. They're going to be a lot of negative game scripts, chucking the ball down the field, Gardner Minshew. So DJ Chark is going to be the main beneficiary to that. So I'll take him as my wide receiver, probably 1, even though technically it's 2.
They picked up another RB today.
Dari Balwe or whatever.
Special teams and catch a few passes.
And when Chris Thompson gets hurt, he'll come in.
Yeah.
Right. So midway through the first quarter, we think?
Yeah, it's maybe second quarter. Be him or Deshaun Jackson. Who gets injured first? There's a prop bet.
I don't know. Hopefully it's not D Jackson. I'm going to be starting him in probably 2 different leagues. What are you thinking, Brian?
I don't know here. I'm thinking about switching up my strategy maybe a little bit.
So Zach Ertz.
Nah, I got him on one of my other. I can't rely on him on too many teams.
Yeah.
I got Odell, I got Mixon and Sanders.
Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper are both still out there.
Couldn't pay me to take them. Well, not Cooper. I ain't taking Cooper. I don't know here.
I hope Gallup goes first.
You got 30 seconds.
I'm going to take Todd Gurley.
You son of a.
I'm going to pray that he does something good this year.
Broke the streak. I was hoping 10 receivers would go in a row before Kevin picked me up.
I would, but I can't do Amari Cooper. I don't know. I had him last year, man. He just didn't show up in half the games. Can't do it.
If the next 3 picks are wide receivers.
Yeah.
That actually we
it'd still be fine. I still would have taken Chris Carson there.
All right, Tom is up again. Hopefully his he doesn't have such a debate this round. It looked like his brain was hurting in round 3.
You got Julio, Allen Robinson, Aaron Jones. So got a wide open board.
I'll tell you
here.
what, who is that? David went 0 RB. With all these wide receivers going, he's getting lucky.
He is. Because these 3 teams in a row here only have 1 running back.
Not that I want anyone that he's going to get. I wouldn't want them to be my RB1, but he's definitely getting some type of value here.
Yeah. I mean,
Get Ingram, Mostert.
David Johnson.
Tom made an interesting pick here. He chose to go Zach Ertz over Mark Andrews. Now, I personally have Zach Ertz ranked higher than Mark Andrews because I think Zach Ertz is going to get peppered with targets, as per usual when he's paired with Carson Wentz. So, Tom, why Ertz over Andrews? Because most drafts have Andrews going first.
He's an Eagles fan.
No. Yeah, well, yeah. But just like you said, I think he's going to get a lot of targets this year with Wentz in there. Hopefully Wentz stays healthy for him. That's about it.
Well, as long as Wentz doesn't take himself out of games, he might be okay.
That's what I'm saying. So
at least he got hurt. Jalen Hurts. I might take him later on.
I'm picking him next.
Yeah, I might take Hurts.
Leach, talk us through it. You got 45 seconds.
I'm having a hard time trying to pick between these receivers.
You got Eckler, you got Adams on your squad, Tyler Lockett. So you thinking about going 3 wide receivers here, fill up that flex spot?
Normally, that's what I would do. This might be the one. I don't know. Coons might have inspired me here. I think I might mix it up.
Wow.
I'm going to mix it up and take this.
Take a defense?
Go back to back. We're going to go back to back with tight ends.
Andrews.
So for those who don't know, Albert Leach, he just drafted Mark Andrews to be his tight end 1. But I was just in another draft with Albert, and he didn't draft a tight end at all.
This might be the first tight end he's drafted since 2015.
It's interesting, an interesting move by Albert.
Do you guys not play a tight end in that league?
Oh, we do.
We only play 1, though. I don't understand why people are taking 3, but we play 1. I'd rather
draft 0.
Yeah. And the guy I picked up off waivers, who was the 24th tight end on a team, is Dallas Goedert. So
nice.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Bailey, you have to go Amari Cooper. I had to take Miles Sanders.
There's going to be weeks where he'll outscore Ertz. Ertz will beat him on the season.
I
bet there'll be 4 or 5 weeks where Goddard outscores Ertz.
I agree with you, Kevin.
And if Ertz goes down, he's the top 5.
Especially Goddard's
Might be top 3.
He's especially going to outscore Ertz that week they play the Ravens probably.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Goddard.
Over Ertz?
Yeah. That week when we play the Ravens, he's probably going to have a huge game that day.
Mike?
Shut out.
Patrick Queen is going to cover for the Ravens.
You can start Dallas Goedert against the Cowboys because he scores a touchdown against them every single game he plays against the Cowboys. So
you shouldn't talk about the Cowboys while Bailey's picking. She is a diehard Cowboys fan. Might be throwing her off. She's only got 20 seconds to go.
Leach already totally messed me up.
you got to pick Amari Cooper. You have to.
This is where the panic clicks start happening.
Or Dak. Come on, you gotta take Dak.
Yeah, this is where you get Sterling Shepard in the 8th round.
6 seconds. Yeah, that's what Kevin did it. 3. Amari Cooper. She did it. Did it. Brian.
Homer pick.
Tyreek Hill and Amari Cooper is an interesting combination because one of those two could go off any week and then the other one could do nothing, but that's still 60 points.
Or they could both be on IR.
Wow.
We'll see what happens.
So Bailey lives by when in doubt, go with your heart.
That's it. You're going to watch the games every week anyway. You might as well pick some of those players.
The way Jerry's going, we'll be there to watch.
At least
Jerry's finally talking.
I was going to say that might be my best chance of going and watching an Eagles game if I go to Dallas. Live.
We're here.
Come on.
Blake is now up in the middle of the 4th round. He's got Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Adam Thielen, and we have 1 minute to find out who his next pick will be.
Who's on the clock? Blake.
Blake is. What are you thinking, Blake? I see your face there. You are deep in thought.
He's going to go Melvin Gordon.
No, I don't like Melvin Gordon.
No one does.
You're not a Broncos fan.
No, we wasted too much money on him.
Hey, it's not your money. Let him spend it.
Please think.
I like it. You got 30 seconds, Blake.
I mean, you could start thinking defense here. If you want to get aggressive.
Does John know he doesn't have to be right up next to the camera?
I can't. I can't see the screen. I'm blind.
He likes
there he
he
goes.
likes being in the action.
Best
Cortland
Bronco
Sutton.
Melvin.
Yes.
There you
Bobby's guy.
Yes. Blake, my man.
That's a good pick. And
Love him.
you got a pretty solid squad there. Thielen, Sutton, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb.
Sutton is going to be a beast this year.
I couldn't take Sutton at my pick because I want to be able to root against him since he's on so many of your teams.
Thanks, Albert. A good friend you are. Thank you. Cooper Cup.
Full PPR.
I think that is a nice safe pick, Kevin.
Full PPR, right?
Yeah, I think Cooper has a nice safe floor for you. Melvin Gordon, picks are flying now. Poor David wasn't here to listen in on how much nobody likes Melvin Gordon. So that's his RB1.
I wish he was.
Maybe that's why he's not on the Zoom.
0 RB strategy. He's
I was going to take Ridley. It was between Cup and Ridley.
Yeah, for sure.
Ridley's my guy. I'm a little biased. I don't have a reason to be biased. I just am.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
It's going to be the year he breaks out.
I was going between Chark and Ridley for my pick at the very beginning of the round. Those are my two.
Dad,
Good night. What?
can you set my timer?
Yeah, well.
We have a guest appearance.
45. So
Ridley.
language.
And I have 20.
Ridley.
I was waiting for her to drop an F-bomb.
I don't. Thanks, Albert.
Mikey's on the clock.
He is on the clock. He is our third person that's not with us on the Zoom. He has no wide receiver. He's going no wide receiver strategy.
Yeah,
he
needs
Travis Kelce and James Conner.
He's going to go. I don't know who's going to go with here.
I mean, there's still a number one receiver left.
Who's that? McLaurin?
Two. There are
Yeah.
three. 3, 4, 5. If we're talking wide receiver ones for their own team, there are a few left. Quite a few.
Yeah.
I mean, 6, 7, 8.
He should probably go with another running back here.
He did.
There it is.
The rookie. Who needs wide receivers?
This is interesting.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. Green Bay does need some wide receivers.
It really wasn't a bad pick because the next two guys picking already have two receivers and a running back.
So
He's
you're
just hedging it that they're not going to take a wide receiver.
and they're probably going to.
And they were going to take a running. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way Akers was coming back to him.
He was not.
Oh, well, there you go. Confirmation from a guy that was going to be picking.
Yeah.
He'd have been there if I was drafting, I think.
Yeah, he's not my next four.
Got Pierce. So Pierce, he's second overall. He took Barkley.
He needs another running back.
Chris Godwin fell to him, which was pretty solid get. And then Kenny Galladay in the third. I like that start. David Johnson as his RB2.
Wow.
He's got the ceiling in a PPR league.
Correct.
Just has to stay on the field.
And he's got motivation for, or at least Bill O'Brien has motivation to give him the ball so he doesn't look like an idiot for
That's true.
Trey Hopkins.
I was going to say he's going to get the opportunities, I think.
David Johnson might
See
get
if he can
30
stay
carries
with
a
it.
game until he falls apart.
Until he has one good game so Bill O'Brien can say how smart he is.
At least he extended Deshaun Watson.
Brian, who you hate more, Bill O'Brien or Sean McVay?
It's a good question.
Sean McVay for sure.
Wow. Not even
Who do you
close.
think's dumber?
Who do I think's dumber? O'Brien.
Okay.
More hesitation there, though.
Sean McVay or Jordan Howard?
Sean McVay for sure.
Wow.
Jordan Howard's just soft. I don't have a problem with him. He's just soft. I mean, how many games did I watch last year? He sat out 7 weeks with a hurt shoulder because he didn't want to play. He let Boston Scott go in there and play, and then he got all ticked off when he didn't go back in and get any carries.
Boston Scott played well.
He did.
Really did.
Jordan Howard's so soft.
There he goes. My guy, Le'Veon Bell.
Bill O'Brien I just don't get. He's like a Chip Kelly. He's just going to destroy the team and then get fired. And then Sean McVay. I mean, I'm not saying he's like the worst coach in the NFL, but people kiss his butt and he hasn't done nothing.
Haven't you said he was the worst coach in the NFL many times?
I didn't say he's the worst coach in the NFL.
Just like second worst.
He's top 30 for sure.
He's top 30. He's top 25.
Is it because he's so handsome?
No. I mean, I don't know. He just gets a lot of credit for being some genius. But I mean, what has he done? He should have never went to the Super Bowl. That was the worst call ever made in sports history.
Might be right.
And he got his butt spanked in the Super Bowl.
And that's worse than the Seahawks play call in the Super Bowl, not giving it to Marshawn?
Probably. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That's a tough one.
That's pretty bad.
I think Tom's talking to us, but he's muted.
There, so mute him. Tom, you alive?
I'm alive. I'm
All
talking. Right. I didn't know I was muted. My bad.
It's all right.
Yeah, that Seahawks call, man, that's a tough one.
So, JJ, you went back-to-back running backs, Le'Veon Bell and Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, I panicked.
Let's keep it real.
My picks went right before I went, so I panicked.
Keep it real.
Happens to the best of us.
Dak's off the board to Pierce.
At least you didn't take Brandon Cooks in the 5th round like I did in a panic a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm not too upset about the Fournette. I mean, I feel like I'm probably reached, but
I think Fournette. Yeah, but see, the ends are difficult when you talk about reaching because you have to if there's a guy that you want because you know he's not going to come back to you. Just so we talked about Cam Akers, you know.
Yep.
JJ, let's just keep it real. That was a reach.
Thanks, man.
I think Fournette will be the guy, though. I mean, Ronald Jones,
yeah, you might have to wait. You're gonna have to wait You're gonna have to wait a month or so, I think. Maybe, but
as soon as Ronald Jones misses 2 blocks in the first quarter of week 1,
or one fumble,
Brady's going to say bye-bye.
Yep.
That's true. Yeah.
So we have
Fournette's pretty similar to LeGarrette Blunt's days, probably back in New England. They might try to use him that way, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Mikey is on the clock right now. He still does not have a wide receiver. It's a 5th round. He took Ezekiel Elliott, Travis Kelce, James Conner, and Cam Akers.
Which quarterback does he take now?
Right.
He is drafting.
He took one.
DK Metcalf.
He is drafting.
First wide receiver.
He's drafting 2 drafts at once, so maybe he's getting them mixed up. I don't know.
I hope so.
Now, Albert, you took Tyler Lockett in the 3rd round. So what do you like? Why do you like him over DK Metcalf?
I mean, I just think he's probably got the more steady season ahead of him. I think Metcalf might have bigger games, but might have some quieter games too. Honestly, I would have taken Metcalf there. I would have been fine if he fell to me in the 4th or 5th too. I wouldn't mind having them both of them. But I just think Lockett's probably a little bit more consistent over the year.
I think
he's a better route runner.
You say Lockett is?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think DK Metcalf had a horrendous short shuttle time, like change of direction drill at the combine. I mean, I think like D linemen were getting faster times than him, but boy, straight line, man, it doesn't get much better than him.
Yeah, I think I saw something last year. He had like 80% of his production came on 2 routes. It was either a fly or I think a corner or maybe a post, and that was it, right? So this year the talk is that he learned some more routes. Good for that receiver.
So, Kevin,
right.
I know are you upset that Mark Ingram went? I mean, we know you're a Ravens fan, but you're not necessarily a homer. I think you probably would have gone Ingram if he came to you here.
No.
Okay. Russell Wilson.
Deep analysis there.
Yeah.
No. You were gonna pick him. You were gonna pick Ingram.
We all feel like we were in your head for that pick.
I am 100% not a homer when it comes to fantasy.
Right.
I do that. I discount players on the 49ers because I'd rather not be too invested in them.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't need a third running back right now. What I do want is a quarterback that runs some, because in the next 12 picks, we could get a little run here going. And I want to go ahead and get somebody that I trust to get me some good points.
Go. Here goes the run. We had Dak Prescott go in the second pick of the 5th round. We have Russell Wilson went with the 6th pick, and now Deshaun Watson with the 7th pick. So back-to-back QBs here.
Is Bailey going to make it 3 in a row?
Deshaun Watson just got paid.
I want to, but I feel like I should.
Peer pressure.
Blake Jarwin is still out there.
The team
You could go Gallup. You could double it up.
Don't you take Gallup. Brian's going to get fired up.
I take CeeDee Lamb. I took him in one of my teams pretty damn late, so maybe he'll do something.
I wanted him in my other league, but I didn't get him.
Did you take Lamb in a redraft league, Brian, or
Yeah, redraft league, and we have a double flex spot, so
yeah.
I took him. I don't know. I took him really late though, so we'll see what he does. I'll stash him for a couple weeks.
Well, that's the thing. He might be a guy.
You never know.
Week or two you need him. Maybe he'll get a few catches, maybe a TD.
Who was that?
Kyler.
3 QBs.
I like Kyler.
John and Kyler to Bailey. Now, I know I don't have to take a quarterback for at least 6 rounds, so that helps. That helps me figure out my draft.
Everybody out there.
Is this only 11th round drafts?
Yeah, man, you get Baker Mayfield again.
There you go.
That would be awful.
Get Wentz.
So Albert is up. He has got Austin Eckler in the first, Devontae Adams, Tyler Lockett, and Mark Andrews, the surprising tight end pick for him.
Yeah, and I feel really good about that tight end pick now because the receiver I probably would have taken is Terry McLaurin.
And he's still there. Wow, look at you. Getting your guys.
He's going to get a lot of passes thrown to him, so hopefully he catches most of them.
Tom is up. The team of the Joneses.
The Joneses.
Ronald. You got to go Ronald Jones here. Come on.
There he is.
Julio, you got Aaron.
He might even be like the best pick for you right now, despite the name.
I mean, I know it's a lot of coach speak, but Bruce Arians with the Bucks, he just keeps saying over and over again, Ronald Jones is our guy. We brought in Fournette. He'll have a role, but Ronald Jones is our guy.
Coaches never lie.
So, Coons, you took Mark Ingram earlier. I was just listening to some fantasy folks talk about Mark Ingram, and they were saying that he only had over 15 carries in one game last year. So he's extremely touchdown dependent, much like Aaron Jones. So are you banking on having all those touchdowns again this year?
Touchdowns is part of it. The other part is there's still plenty of wide receivers that I think have value, so I didn't see the need to reach. If I'm going to reach, it's going to be in the next round. So this was kind of, all right, let me listen to the professionals and grab somebody that can do a little something for me at least.
So by professionals, you mean B&B's Football Happy Hour, right?
Of course, obviously. Yeah.
All right, Brian, you stole my pick, man. I could not believe that Robert Woods was still on the board. I was getting –
I needed another receiver, and I mean, he was a guy that I got on my board here, so he was still hanging around.
Is that when you're sitting around the poker player and you get 3 of a kind on the flop? I was getting nervous.
I did like McLaurin. I was thinking McLaurin might come to me, but
man,
my next guy, and he's not a guy that I have on any of my other teams. So at least I'll trying to spread out the wealth.
I was, man. I knew where I was headed.
Bobby,
Now-
you gonna handcuff? Are you going to handcuff your other leagues here?
I might have to. I think, man, I was really set on Robert Woods, and now you really just threw me off.
Good job, Brian.
I don't know.
How great would it be if
listening.
Hollywood here too?
What?
I really hope you take Hollywood here so I can laugh more.
I mean, the guy I want, I can't even find him in the queue.
Got back.
This is bad. But I am going to take a guy that is going to hog carries once he is healthy, which he is not currently at the moment, but we'll get there. I went David Montgomery, last pick of the, what was that, 5th round? Now
Yeah,
I'm
6th round now.
First pick of the 6th round. And for those listening, we got Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake, Mike Evans, DJ Chark, and now David Montgomery.
I'm confused by Montgomery.
What's that?
Haven't we had this conversation like 5, 6, 20 times that you think Cohen actually will outscore him this year?
I didn't say he would outscore him. I think that Cohen can outscore him, but Montgomery's going to get the workload. I just think that, again, like a guy like DJ Chark, the Bears are going to have a lot of negative game scripts. They're going to be playing catch up. So, fourth quarter is going to be Tariq Cohen's show.
Fair enough.
Which leads to your next pick.
Yeah, because I've never once heard you have any confidence in David Montgomery. I'm surprised by that pick.
Again, when you're picking at the very end, I got to look at the board, and I got maybe 3 running backs that I'm comfortable with. Right
I got
now.
you.
And
It's just a surprise. That's all. Same as me getting Chris Carson. I've never heard you say a word about Montgomery, which we talk fantasy about 20 hours a week. I just never heard you really mention it.
I'm just as surprised as you are, Kevin.
You're really thrown off by that last pick.
I know, I really am. And now I'm debating between 2 receivers. And I'm going to go T.Y. Hilton.
That's who I thought you were going to take, the Montgomery.
I know. It was either him or I was also seeing Devontae Parker. But I feel like Devontae Parker and DJ Chark are very similar players. And Parker has had 5 years to be good in the NFL, and it took him 4. So,
Oh, no.
T.Y. is decent year in, year out as long as he can stay on the field. Again, that's a big if. We'll
It
see.
is. But he's your third receiver. Well, he might be 1 and 2 if Evans doesn't pan out.
I know.
See, so everybody knows I'm not down on Evans. Now, with this little injury he's got now, that's going to hurt a little bit. It's only you that were so down on him.
Correct.
So that's why this is amusing to me.
And when we say so down, I just don't think he deserves to be a number 1 receiver, drafted in the top 12 receivers. I don't think he's going to perform, as well as he has in years past. Now that he has, pop gun arm Tom Brady as his quarterback. It helps when your specialty is running deep routes and jump balls, and you have Jameis Winston tossing it up for you.
Well,
It's
as long as
pretty
they're
fair.
you and not the other team.
Yeah, right. I mean, James is tossing it up. He doesn't really care who comes down.
Right. Ain't that the truth?
All right, Brian, you're down to 30 seconds, my friend.
Yeah, trying to think of what I need to do here. Let me see.
Got an eagle out there, isn't there?
You got
Nah,
Mincy,
not yet.
Sanders,
Not till later.
OBJ.
Austin Scott's still there.
Austin
Stole
Scott.
Stole Robert Woods from me.
All right. Let me see here. I'm going to take
You have plenty of time, at least 7 seconds.
I'm going to take Swift.
DeAndre Swift.
Take a rookie. Let's see what he does. I don't care about Adrian Peterson signing there or not.
Really?
Nobody does.
And that's coming from
As a Lions fan, nobody cares.
I mean, Peterson's going to demand carries, but Swift, I don't know that he was ever really going to be the early down guy anyway.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's young. He'll work his way to the offense. Peterson is what Peterson is at this point. So he's not a threat. DeAndre's still going to do whatever he was going to do before this signing.
We'll see. It's got a lot of upside. It's got some skills if he can stay healthy.
I'm with you, Brian.
Tom is now on the board. He's refusing to draft a running back after Aaron Jones. Julio was first, then Aaron Jones, Allen Robinson, Zach Ertz, and then Keenan Allen in the 5th. Now he's up.
Kareem Hunt's still out there. He might.
He's going to go running back this round for sure.
Kevin threw out what was that stat earlier you said? He outscored Nick Chubb in what?
6
games?
out of their 8 games they played together, he outscored him.
And then they just
There it
extend.
is.
Oh,
And
He's
they
getting listed.
yeah.
Didn't they just extend Hunt too, or no?
They did 2 years, 13.5 million, something like that.
Yep.
he heard that Cohen versus Montgomery.
All right, Tom. Tom, be honest. You just took Tariq Cohen here. Tell me it's because you listened to the show.
I listen all the time.
Yes.
There you
All
go.
right.
I'm saying in a PPR league. In a PPR league, I mean, he is. I got him last night in my work league, but
I just picked him up last night too.
I was eyeing him up in a little bit here, but he must be.
I think
faithful.
I've single.
I had to go running back there. I mean,
Yeah. Because there were going to be a lot of picks going
Oh, yeah.
before you picked again.
yeah, I had to do it.
I think I've single-handedly raised Tariq Cohen's ADP a round and a half.
There's Kareem.
I had to go with Kevin's recommendation.
All right, Kareem Hunt.
Kareem
off the
Hunt.
board.
That's right.
I was hoping he'd fall to me. I had him at the top of my queue.
I was getting ready to figure out who else I was going to pick because I thought he was going before I got it.
Darren Waller. So Bailey's took care of her tight end now. So she's all
him.
loaded up. She just one more running back in her starting lineup is set, not counting kicker and defense, obviously, because who cares about them?
We got Ronald Jones. He's out there. Who else we got? Well, Jordan Howard. He's out there. Dobbins.
No, don't go putting Kevin's guy out there.
Dobbins, what does it say? He said he's the
third string or something?
Says Dobbins is listed as the 4th running back on the Ravens depth chart.
That's all.
I think
those depth charts are done by the PR staff.
I think they have Patrick Queen as the number 3 running back.
He probably could be. Patrick Queen is a beast.
That he is.
I got to be honest, fellas and lady, I do not like my team.
Not good.
It's
about my team. I agree.
It's not my favorite team.
Evans, Chark, Jacobs, Montgomery, Hilton.
Very boring. I'm just going to be middle of the road, I feel like.
You had at least 4 picks where you announced that you were not taking the player you thought was best.
That's not true.
It's a weird strategy.
No, I said there were 4 picks where I was debating. I went a different route than I did in other drafts. So, if like I said, I got Cortland Sutton in, I think, 3 of my other leagues. And look, I think he's going to be great. But, barring it, something happens terrible and he falls off the map, I'm screwed in all of those leagues. I'd like to have at least one league where I don't get screwed by the same player.
Kevin, you going to take us to Hollywood or what?
No.
No?
No, Marquise Brown doesn't need to go here.
Come on, Kevin, do it.
Bobby,
Kevin's
watch
about
it.
to take my guy.
I'm going to blow your mind.
All right. I'm taking San
Who's
Fran.
coming, Bobby?
I'm going to guess a tight end.
I'm going to blow your mind. You ready?
I'm Kevin. You
Gronk.
always do.
Andy is.
Oh.
Hey, that's a good spot for him.
I'm taking a chance.
There
He
you go.
doesn't work out. He's sitting on my bench anyway.
Good value.
Oh,
This is the only league I have him in.
He's actually in your starting lineup right now, but whoever you draft next will be starting over him.
If I could
It
leave the
depends.
draft, I would.
well, yeah.
In a full PPR, I don't frequently play a running back as my flex.
That's what I mean. Your next pick will start over him right away. That's a good pick, though.
For our listeners, Kevin took Antonio Gibson, who even just last night on the show, we talked to Chase about how there's no real evidence why Antonio Gibson is going to be the man. And Kevin,
Chase thinks he's going to be anyway.
He also thinks Andy Isabella is going to be the leading receiver for
He
the
does.
Cardinals.
Like I said, it's a total dart throw, but I felt like doing it in one league.
Well, I would have preferred it not be in the league that I'm in.
Why not? If he's as terrible as you think, you should be happy.
I just don't want him drafted.
You're turning into Brian now. You just hate players for the sake of hating them.
Honestly, it's something that's Antonio Gibson as a player, especially in real life, I love. I think he is going to be – I was very upset as soon as the Washington football team drafted him because I think he is going to be very difficult to scheme against, but I only think he's going to be good for 4 or 5 plays a game.
We're going to find out, I guess.
Sounds like something they said about McCaffrey and Austin Eckler.
I didn't say those things. Great pick here. Devontae Parker goes to Mikey as his wide receiver 2. He waited forever for wide receivers, and he winds up with 2 guys that could end up being solid wide receiver 2s with DK Metcalf and now Devontae Parker.
This guy might know what he's doing.
He might.
Got Metcalf, Parker, Ezekiel Elliott, James Conner, Travis Kelce, Cam Akers. So.
He's got upside there. He has got
solid
upside.
I don't know about
Metcalf's very hit or miss, though.
I don't know about Conner. I'm not sold on him.
Yeah, I mean, but think the last time he played with Big Ben, blew up.
Yeah. He could. I mean, he could have a big year. I don't know. I mean, he's another guy that's just he's hurt all the time.
Stay on the field.
Yeah.
But if these guys do play 15, 16 games, I mean, he has some serious upside on this squad.
Yeah, he catches the ball too. So yeah, I mean, he's got a solid team.
Evan Ingram went with the next to last pick in the 6th round to Pierce's team. And then John takes Jarvis Landry to be his wide receiver 3. And boom, Devin Singletary right next as his running back 4. Quick picks, John. Did your guys – were those your guys? You knew that's where you were headed?
Well, I wanted Parker and Singletary, but Landry was my second.
There you go.
Man, I like that Evan Ingram. I was kind of looking at him a little bit later on, but not right there.
Well, you weren't picking right there, Brian, so.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that was pretty early.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have taken him at the 7-8 turn, knowing he'd never make it back to me, but I'm okay not having him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm picking at 83. I mean, I figured he's probably should be there 85% of the time.
So you're just upset you didn't get him.
I think I was going to say I didn't. Pierce might have been thrown off by John's 2 quick picks. He might not have been ready, but he just went ahead with Tyler Boyd. Great pick. I know Kevin agrees there.
Yep.
I had him lined up.
Oh, yeah. Very high floor with Tyler Boyd. He could end up being the number 1 receiver there in Cincinnati for Joe Burrow.
High floor and high ceiling because if A.J. Green doesn't play,
right,
he's the go-to guy.
I was hoping he had a couple more spots to fall, to be quite honest. Yeah. Damn.
I might be faced with another nightmare if this one guy doesn't get drafted before it gets to me.
Let me look.
Don't worry, Bobby. I got you.
Good, please.
There's no way you're taking Cooks again.
That would be a nightmare.
I know you don't want to watch Josh Allen overthrowing Stephon Diggs time and time again.
Man, I kind of feel bad for Diggs. I've always liked him, but he's in a tough spot now.
Yeah, he made his bed.
You're right. He wanted out. He got out.
Grass isn't always greener.
So you think Kirk Cousins is better than Josh Allen?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
J.K. Dobbins.
Not from a fantasy perspective.
Get sniped again. All right.
J.K. Dobbins goes with the 3rd pick of the 7th round as his 4th running back. And I'm probably not taking Dobbins in the 7th, at least not right there early in the 7th. However, as your 4th RB, he's got a chance to take over and be the lead back. A few weeks in, he's your RB4. You don't have to start him. You can keep him on the bench for 5-6 weeks until maybe he takes over for Mark Ingram.
And he's
Yeah.
going to play.
Oh, so Coons, you just said you got sniped, which means you were looking at J.K. Dobbins. And I know you're picking now.
I was, yes.
Doing that, you were going to handcuff your Mark Ingram pick 2 rounds later with J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, there's no one I really want here anyway, so why not?
Yep. I wanted Dobbins too. I
Yeah,
was sixth.
All right, well, I can't get Dobbins, so Bobby, I'm going to get another one of your guys instead, all right?
Sure. Well, I can tell you he wasn't getting past me, that's for sure. So Coons goes. He knows what's going on here with B&B's Football Happy Hour. And he takes Zach Moss, who I think is probably the running back to own in Buffalo. And look at this ADP. Devin Singletary is normally 2 or 3 rounds higher than Moss, and here they go 3 picks apart. I like it. I don't think our friend Fred Kilmartin, leader of the Bills Mafia, likes it.
On Bills.
Oh, there you go. Stephon Diggs off the board.
I was just talking about.
Some Bills going.
Oh, yeah.
3 Bills out of the last 5 picks.
Wow. I guess the next 3 probably aren't taking a QB, but, I mean, I've seen Josh Allen go in the 7th.
Yeah. You got Josh Allen, Carson Wentz, Stafford, Breeze.
Kevin is back up here. He's got 3 running backs: Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Chris Carson, Antonio Gibson. And he just takes
Julian
his 3rd
Edelman.
wide receiver and Julian Edelman. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that as a wide receiver 3 with his floor he's going to have. Who else is Cam Newton going to throw to, Kevin?
Nobody.
I agree. Edelman also.
James White. James White.
Right. I can tell you I had my sights set on Zach Moss and Julian Edelman. Those were the 2 guys I wanted here, my picks on the turn.
I wanted them myself.
I knew it was a long shot of me getting them, but that's who I was hoping to fall.
I'll be right back, fellas.
You don't have to.
Thank you.
Ronald Jones now off the board.
So Kevin is worried about Josh Allen overthrowing Stephon Diggs, but he's not worried about Cam Newton overthrowing a 5'7" Julian Edelman.
Well, I think they're also running different routes. Obviously, neither quarterback is Josh Allen or Cam Newton. But Edelman, he's a lot closer to Cam than Diggs will be to Josh Allen. So we'll see.
Although I remember, I think 2 years ago, Cam Newton was like the worst passer in the NFL on yards on routes under 10 yards.
You know what, Leach? Now that you say that, I think I heard the same thing.
There you go.
Hopefully he's gotten better at that.
We'll see. Where are we at here? Dackless behavior.
Bailey's up, so she's got Dalvin Cook.
Need another running back.
Then she went after Dalvin Cook in the first. She went 3 wide receivers in a row: Tyreek Hill, DJ Moore, Amari Cooper. Then she filled out her roster with a quarterback in Kyler Murray and a tight end in Darren Waller. And we're waiting for that 7th round pick.
There's a clear one here. The running back.
Jordan Howard.
That wasn't it.
We had a strong debate last night about on the show, Jordan Howard or Matt Breida, and I think we were kind of split with Jordan Howard and Matt Breida. We definitely think that they're going to be very, very close, neck and neck, for who's going to be the lead dog there, at least as far as fantasy goes.
I think we pretty much decided on Breida, didn't we? Barely, but
right. So, Bailey, I have a question for you. The round earlier, round 6 with Darren Waller. What makes you like him so much?
Well, I normally take a tight end earlier because I like to have 2 tight ends.
Oh, here another one.
I try to get a strong one early and then just have a backup later, but I felt like it was getting late and I hadn't got one yet, so he seemed like the best one that was available. I know you don't prefer backup tight ends, but some of us do.
Hear you.
You went 7th. I'd take him sooner than 7th.
Oh, you mean as a 7th tight end off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd been probably fifth.
Two.
So I gotta go
AJ Green.
AJ Green here.
Waller was the fifth.
Yeah, Waller was the
The
fifth.
6 comes back down.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
So,
But still, yeah, 5, 6, 7. Waller was great last year. I took him. I got him for $2 in my league. Dead last pick in another league, and the guy blew up.
yeah, now he was a lot better in the beginning of the year. He kind of tailed off there at the end once Hunter Renfrow started to have a role in that offense. But now I think the receivers are better in Las Vegas this year, but they're a lot younger. So rookies make mistakes, you know. So definitely in the beginning of the year again, I think Derek Carr may have to lean on Waller.
Oh, I did not mean to do that.
Marvin Jones. All
Wait,
right.
so Tom, who took Marvin Jones, that's not who you wanted?
No.
Well,
Reset the draft.
what?
Start over.
I queued it. I didn't mean to put.
I actually vote for that.
Let me see here.
Oh my goodness.
All right, I'm doing it. Let me see here.
We might be able to work out a trade there, Tom, because he was on my list for my next pick. Yeah.
Not exactly a bad pick there. Just
No, it's not.
right. Just didn't need a fourth wide receiver there.
Nah, I needed to run a running back. But.
Right.
Well, if your running back's there when I'm up, I'm cool with the 1-for-1.
So
We'll see if Brian takes his 5th and 6th running backs.
yeah, he's stacked at running backs. He's got
If
4
not,
of
you
them.
should be all right.
4 of his 6 picks. He's got Mixon, Miles Sanders, Todd Gurley, and DeAndre Swift. And then he has 2 wideouts, Odell Beckham Jr. and Robert Woods.
Let's see here. I'm going to go.
Both of those guys I wanted, OBJ and Woods.
I'm going to add my quarterback here. I'm going to go Matt Ryan.
Okay, Matty Ice.
A lot of weapons there. I don't know. See what he does.
You know we've talked about him several times on the show.
Stupid.
Yeah.
All right. Now
Got to switch things up.
Well, I can tell you, 7th, we are definitely not going tight end here. That is for sure. So now I'm definitely not going QB for sure. So now we're looking at running backs and wide receivers. Looking with my rankings, I'm definitely going one with a running back right here. Someone who is always underrated, always forgotten about, always produces. We're going James White.
Yep.
PPR.
I should have wrote down a piece of paper and put it up.
No, I mean, you knew that's where I was going there.
Yep.
James White, he's, I think he's a rich man's Tariq Cohen. I have him ranked just above Tariq Cohen. Even though I talk about Tariq Cohen a lot more because he is usually far lower on draft boards than James White is. But I tell you what here, Tom, did I take your guy in James White, or is your guy still out there?
No, James White was my pick.
Okay, because I was going to go ahead and take whoever you want to here now, and I trade you for Marvin Jones.
Damn, who knew Marvin Jones was so popular?
Yeah, for real.
That's what you want. You got to let me know, otherwise I know where I'm headed.
Yeah. That's who I want it. Trying to see here. Is anybody on here?
All right. Sorry, my friend. The deal has expired.
Damn, didn't even give him a deadline.
You only got to wait two. You only have to wait 2 picks anyway.
Yeah. Whatever. It would have been a bad deal for you. This way.
First pick of the, what round is that? 8th round.
He was my next.
I went Deebo Samuel, wide receiver 4. Huge upside here this late in the draft, and he might even play week 1. He's only fallen. I mean, he was going in the 5th round before he got a little injury, but I mean, they saying he might even get out there and play week 1. So I'll gladly take him there with that upside.
I consider taking him over Edelman.
Yep. Brian, quick on the draw here.
Yeah, I like Crowder. Haven't been able to get him in any of my leagues, so I figured I'd give him a go.
Well,
Between him and Jones, I thought I'd get one of them coming back to me. Thanks, guys.
After our show last night, it's hard not to love Jameson Crowder. We talked about him at
He
nauseam.
put up great stats last year.
Yeah. I mean,
Which
as
is
of
good.
right now, he's on my bench, so I'll gladly stash him.
Tom is back up. He's our Jones guy. Oh my gosh, and he took Marvin Jones. Look at that. We didn't even notice that. Julio
Missed
Jones,
that.
Aaron Jones, Marvin Jones.
Your team name's going to have to be something with that.
I'll take care of that.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
So we got 2 running backs, we got 4 receivers, and a tight end.
The hell with it.
That's what I like to hear my opponents say when they're drafted.
Who's the running back?
Carson Wentz is the pick. Look,
I was
man,
going to go running back. I couldn't pick a running back out. I was just like,
Wentz
I hear
projected 320 points, dude.
I don't even know what running back you would have taken there.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't.
I definitely would have gone – if I was thinking running back, I would have gone Wentz over running back as well.
You could have got Breida.
Burrito?
Again, I would have taken Wentz over running back there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it one league with Will Fuller on it.
Oh, Fuller.
Well, I'm telling you what, if Cook sits week 1, Fuller is going to blow up for the quarter and a half he plays.
Yeah. Well, if he finishes the game healthy, he'll be on the trading block after week 1.
Oh, if he, I mean, that's going to be a shootout tomorrow night.
I mostly just wanted somebody tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
There's professional football being played tomorrow night.
Yeah. Welcome to planet Earth.
Oh, wow. It's only the thing that this show's been building up for 21 weeks. So Will Fuller went to Albert Leach. So still only 2 running backs with 5 receivers. This is not the first time I've seen you do this, Leach. Why so heavy on the receivers in 2020 when we know running back is a tough position to build late this year?
Yeah, I just kind of look at the value of the running backs in rounds 2 through 8. And most of the time, the guys that I would take there are taken earlier. I just like the receivers more. And then once we're kind of in this spot, there's so many running backs that are all dart throws that, I still got 5 or 6 guys that will probably be back there next round. So rather take the receivers that I'm a little bit more confident in them hitting.
Gotcha. Now we I don't know how up to date we are on our NFL news, but I did see today that 2 guys who have not been drafted yet, the Jets, Rashad Perriman and Denzel Mims, both practiced in full today, I believe, and they've both been out for a while. Now they're home run swings late in the draft, but if we're thinking about those folks, they appear to be healthy. So the Jets in the last 2 days went from starting Jamison Crowder, Chris Hogan, and some guy I never heard of to actually maybe having some offensive weapons out there. So that'll be interesting to see if they can roll them out there in week 1.
Yeah, I'd take a running back over those guys.
Well, I wasn't telling you to pick one. I was just trying to update us here. Thank God Brandon Cooks went. Oh,
That was the other one. I've usually been taking Cooks ahead of Fuller, but
I mean, Cooks is the de facto number 1 receiver there, I think.
Yeah.
But both of those guys, I mean, I hope they don't give each other a high five before the game because they'll be out for 3 weeks.
maybe Kenny Stills is the real pick here.
You might be right. Although him and Randall Cobb, they're not they're not too durable themselves.
I hate that I took a quarterback already because I do not want to pick anyone this next round.
There you go, Kev. There you go, Breida.
You got this guy.
Someone's got the basketball game on.
Oh, how can you tell?
The commentary.
You can hear it?
Oh, yeah. Emmanuel Sanders. So Emmanuel Sanders went.
Forgot I didn't unmute.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, I got you.
Emmanuel Sanders went to Blake.
Blake, yeah.
Yep. So now Blake has very balanced depth chart. 3 wide receivers, 3 running backs, a quarterback, and a tight end. Breida went with the very next pick. We were talking about him to Kevin as his running back 4. I mean, I don't want him to play for me if he doesn't have to, but RB4, I'll take that.
That's it. 8th round, starting running back. I'll take him.
Yep.
You're right. I don't want to play him. I pray that I don't have to play him. But if I do, he might give me a few points.
I'll be playing him over Antonio Gibson, that's for sure.
Probably not. I'm starting to believe the pipe.
You're the worst.
Thank you.
He's gonna blow up.
That makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside coming from you. Thank you. Thank you.
So we have David up. He went 0 RB. And
wow. What was that?
He is really against the RBs. So David with Michael Thomas, then George Kittle, then Lamar Jackson. Waited to the 4th round to take his first running back in Melvin Gordon. Backed him up with Raheem Mostert. Then he went Marquise Brown, Stephon Diggs, and in the 8th round, Rob Gronkowski, his second tight end. Did he not hear me when I said if you draft Kelsey and Kittle, you don't have to worry about tight ends? Let the draft roll. Cruise control. Sorry.
I mean, you only do that if you expect Kittle to get hurt.
Well, Kittle is a monster.
I know, it's like you have to hope your starting tight end gets hurt so you can play him.
Kittle hurts other people.
Well, our flex is a tight end, but
oh my gosh.
I'm just saying.
Wow. I can't do this anymore.
Blasphemy.
Hey.
Blasphemy.
We could also change it to put the kicker there. Extra kicker.
Yeah.
If you can teach Leach how to do that, I would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, write a letter to Yahoo.
Oh, Deontay Johnson there. Excellent pick.
Deontay Johnson, he has found a home in the 8th round, I think. I'm pretty sure every draft I've been in, he's been in or right around the 8th round.
Yeah. I was between him and Breida, but I just want another running back.
Yeah. I hear you.
Mikey goes Drew Brees, so he's got Brees, Metcalf, Parker, Ezekiel Elliott, James Conner, Kelsey, Cam Akers, and Dobbins. Pretty good team.
Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, I'm not going Brees.
Squad.
I just did a draft 2 nights ago, and Drew Brees went in the 12th. So I'm not taking that. Now, he's filling up his squad. He doesn't have to worry about the QB position anymore, but I think we could get a little more value in QBs if we wait a couple rounds. Wait, are all of the all of the Giants wide receivers still out there?
Higbee, nice pick.
We're only in the 8th round, Bobby.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
At least 4 more rounds before they should be drafted.
Right.
Another backup tight end?
Another backup tight end just went after Brees. Tyler Higbee went.
But he has Evan Ingram, and then he's got Higbee as a backup.
Yeah, that could work out. I mean, Ingram's
That's a good call, yeah. Ingram's going to be hurt at some point.
True. But if I'm taking a backup, Higbee is
an expensive backup.
Right. He is an expensive backup. That's 100% correct, Leach. Plus, he's kind of an unknown. I mean, he was a record setter for the tight end position in the final 4 or 5 weeks last year.
He was.
That's really all we saw of him. He needed Gerald Everett to go down and get hurt for him to produce that way. So if I'm taking a backup, I want it to be a little safer than some guy we only saw ball out for 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bang with an Aaron Rodgers.
Ooh, Ruggs and Rodgers. All right.
Well, how excited are you, John? So John's a Packers fan, and after Higbee went with the last pick of the 8th round, he took Henry Ruggs, and the first pick of the 9th, he took Aaron Rodgers. How excited are you to get your boy Rodgers?
I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Were you worried there for a little bit? You might not make it to you.
No. I mean, a little bit, but I feel like I feel like the quarterbacks are falling pretty far back here. I just didn't like anybody else, so I took him now. But
I got you.
There's other guys I could have taken too, but
that seems to be what everyone is doing here with quarterbacks. I don't like anyone else, so I'm just going to take a QB.
Yeah, I unfortunately did that in the 2nd round.
Christian Kirk
will be a backup quarterback go before I take my starter.
So if we're looking at Pierce's team, he's got Saquon Barkley, and they took David Johnson in the 4th round. He took a backup tight end before a 3rd running back. I must be missing something here.
He's locked in. He's got Barkley and David Johnson. What more could you want?
A lot, Leach, a lot.
He's expecting big things from Gronk, I guess.
No, he's got Ingram and Higbee, the guy we're talking about.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
It's good.
My apologies.
Yeah, so his flex is locked up.
So it's confusing because we have Pierce, who his first name is Pierce, and then David, his Facebook name is David Pierce. So that's the confusion there. Trust me, I was confused for a while myself. Now Mikey's up.
Justin Tucker's still out there.
That's your boy, man. We love him.
It's true. Yeah. Bobby, you could go Justin Tucker, Ravens defense to turn coming up here. That'd be your dream draft.
I could. It wouldn't be.
Jerry Judy.
Someone's going to take a defense here soon. You watch.
I promise it's not me.
There's Jerry Judy is the.
I don't know. You're drafting QBs in the 2nd round. I mean,
I don't even know who I am right now. Like
that's what I'm saying. Here comes the defense right now.
No.
Tucker.
This one's for Leach. And Brian, I believe, if I remember correctly, this is one of Brian's guys too.
I was looking at him coming up next.
So, the first Giants wide receiver.
A little early for a Giants receiver.
Like, I'm pretty sure, Leach, in our draft that we did from the boat that I broke down in my solo video, I'm pretty sure that by now all 3 Giants receivers were gone.
Didn't Golden take him like the 4th round or 6th round?
Jimmy took him with the first pick of the 6th round. Yeah. I'm still baffled.
10 rounds too early.
Yeah. Oh, man. Golden Tate, waiver wire fodder, yet he's going in the 6th round.
And he'll make the playoffs somehow.
I think the real question here, though, is with David up again, is he going to take his 3rd tight end in the first 9 rounds?
There are some good ones left.
He could go Hunter Henry.
There are good ones left, Albert, which is why we don't take – well, you did this draft, but why you don't have to take a tight end early. I mean, we look at his tight end list. I mean, there are at least 4 guys left that I would be very comfortable having.
Yep.
So let's see. Kevin does not have a tight end, and Brian doesn't, and myself, obviously. So at least to end this round out, John, who was first overall, he does not have a tight end either, nor does Coons. So a couple teams out there still looking for their first tight end, while a few other teams have already taken 2. David taking a full time here. He's got 9 seconds to go. Is this going to be our first auto draft pick?
He's going to go San Fran D.
3, 2, 1. Philip Lindsay.
Oh, my.
Damn!
Go.
All down.
Starter in
All down.
Son of a.
They're good. Hey, good stop. Good catch. Who was that was yelling that wanted Lindsay?
I was hoping he fell.
Gotcha.
He's fast on running backs, and then waiting for the next one to come.
The first Eagles wide receiver goes Jalen Reagor. He's apparently all of a sudden somewhat healthy now. They said he's going to miss a month. He's going to miss a month, and now he's out there running around at practice. So who knows what's going on there?
You should be happy about that.
I am. I just wish Alshon.
Remember how much we ripped him draft night? But talk about falling into the perfect situation.
Yeah, he really did. He really did. I mean, the Eagles are screaming for a number 1 wide receiver. And after the draft and, watching more film on Reagor, he did wear on me because I was very upset with that pick.
Well, I still think there were better options, but as far as falling into a situation, I mean, that's
right.
It doesn't get much better for a rookie wide receiver.
Yeah.
After Kevin – oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, during the draft, I'm sitting there thinking the Eagles are going to get CeeDee Lamb, but that obviously didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then you could have went Justin Jefferson, and that didn't happen.
I still think the Cowboys only took CeeDee Lamb because we traded up and jumped in front of them and took Dallas Goedert when they desperately needed a tight end.
Dude, I could see the steam coming out of my phone from your text. you were losing it that night. That was about as angry as I've ever heard you.
It's just there's so much buildup into that draft, and me, like a lot of folks out there, take it way too seriously. And then when they build up and we wait and we're excited, and then when our team takes someone ridiculous that we don't think has any reason going there, it's just such a letdown.
I remember how pissed you were. Wasn't Jefferson on the board?
Yes, Jefferson went to the Vikings the very next pick.
Yeah, next pick, 22.
So Marlon Mack just went after Jalen Reagor to Blake. Bailey took her second tight end. She did say she wants a backup tight end in Hunter Henry. Chris Thompson went off the board as the running back 3 for Leach. Okay, I see you here. I see you. Chase Edmonds then to Tom as his RB3. Okay. And now Brian is back on the clock. Hayden Hurst, his tight end.
Filling out my team. I don't mind pairing him with Matt Ryan.
I think I was probably going to go Hayden Hurst there, Brian. I kind of wanted him on at least one of my teams, but he always goes a little early for me. So no chance for me to take him there.
Current Ravens, not former Ravens. You got Tucker and you got the defense sitting there for you.
Well, I don't understand why you keep talking about Ravens. All right, 9th round. I'm stuck again with liking no one out there. I do like Brandon Ayuk a lot. I know he's probably not going to make it back to me. However, we do know I took Deebo Samuel earlier, and I'm not a big fan of handcuffing my wide receivers for the same team. I might swing for the fences here. Might take a guy that isn't on a lot of folks' draft boards. Yeah, I think we're going to do that.
You're not taking my boy, are you? No, there's
no.
No way you take him here.
He's taking a baseball player.
Boy, this is tough. This is really tough. You know what? I want this guy on my team. This is probably 2 rounds earlier than anyone else would take him. But I got big hopes for this guy. I am going the number 1 wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders, Ryan Edwards. I've heard nothing but good things about him. He is big, and I think he's going to have a decent year out there in Vegas. Now, someone tell me I'm dumb.
It's great.
Family-friendly show.
It's your show. Can't say that.
It's a great pick. He's your wide receiver 5. It's a great pick. That's where you take a guy that might be a big reward. And if he's not, you dump him.
Yep, and it's earlier than I wanted to go, but
yeah, this is only 15 rounds, isn't it?
This is a great example of how much people can move in 2 weeks of preseason. 2 weeks ago, he went in the 15th round in our draft, and nobody even would have probably taken him if that team didn't.
I'm going to go ahead.
Round, and people are fine with it.
I'm going to take another guy that I do not have on any of my teams yet, but could be he's going to have every week value. He's going to play every week and get carries and get catches, and he is in for an enormous role if there is an injury. Now, I'm not drafting him hoping there's an injury. Again, he's my running back, I think, 5. But I'm going Latavius Murray here.
Oh, you bully.
Got to go there.
I'm not happy about that.
I know Dan Coons, he took Alvin Kamara with the 4th overall pick. I figured, honestly, Coons, with how early you jumped on Alexander Madison in the 8th or 9th round in a previous draft, I thought you were going to go Murray far earlier. So I'm glad you didn't, though. Thank you.
I thought about it, but I thought he was going to fall to me with my next pick. I didn't think someone like you would just be like, hey, I'm going to beat up on Dan Coons today.
If I ever find an opportunity to beat up on you, Dan, that's what I'm going to try to do.
Yeah, I should have known that.
We go Sterling Shepard.
Ryan, Sterling Shepard. All right. 2 Giants receivers off the board.
Just
One left.
Golden Tate.
Yeah, where's Golden Tate going? He's got to go somewhere. Now we have Tom on the board. I'll tell you what, when you don't know what you're doing or not what you're doing, when you're not convinced you know exactly who you want to take, and when you're flip-flopping and there aren't guys you want to take, man, this clock clicks pretty fast. Tom, you have nice knuckles, my friend.
Oh, thanks.
Those of you, if we got anybody listening, he's just got you can see him clicking around on his iPad or something there, trying to figure out who he wants to draft. Plenty of time, Tom. You got 50 seconds.
Jesus.
I don't think he's out there.
It'd be nice. Let's see what we got.
CeeDee Lamb. Well, honestly, this is one of the latest I've seen him go, so I'm just glad no one jumped on him way early.
Yeah, that's a good pick. He's going to do something this year.
So let's see. CeeDee Lamb was the 1, 2, 3. It was his 5th wide receiver. His name wasn't Jones, so that's a surprising pick there.
Here it is.
Still only 3 running backs, though, there for Tom. Aaron Jones, Tariq Cohen, and Chase Edmonds.
There's no – I can't even, gather myself with a pick for the running back.
Well, Albert's facing the same
I'm about to just – I don't even know.
Albert's facing the same dilemma. He's got 3 running backs, and he's up now. Austin Eckler, Kareem Hunt, and Chris Thompson. He's got 5 wide receivers: Devontae Adams, Tyler Lockett, Terry McLaurin, A.J. Green, and Will Fuller. And as we know, in a surprising move in the 4th round, Albert took his tight end. Not a chance he's going QB here. Alexander Madison.
Yeah.
You sound really
Kick a
excited.
man when he's down.
So, Leach, what are you thinking there? Why did we go Madison?
I feel like he's one of those guys that I'm not going to have to ever think about whether I should start him. So he's either Dalvin Cook's not playing and I'm starting Madison, or Dalvin Cook's playing and I'm not starting Madison.
So you took Alexander Madison because you're positive he's going to be on your bench.
Or
Until he's not. Until he is not.
Right. Yeah. I got Chris Thompson, Kareem Hunt. I got the next couple running backs I pick will be picking between 3 guys. That's the dart throw. At least Madison, I know I'm going to start. Let's cook out.
Fair enough. Kevin Coleman went with the very next pick to Bailey. She was ready to roll. That's her RB3. I didn't realize she had only had 2 running backs up to that point.
Yeah, and Coleman is is exactly the opposite of Madison, right? Coleman's somebody, him and Howard.
What are you going to do?
It's a coin flip every week.
Right. Yeah, Coleman, you got Mostert. Jerick McKinnon's going to take some carries there. But see, Coleman's wild because he'll get you 7 carries for 36 yards, and then the very next week he'll play Washington and get 4 touchdowns. Nicole Hardman for Blake. I'll tell you what, that's a home run swing there, Blake, and I like it. It's exactly what Kevin said with my Bryan Edwards pick. Nicole Hardman's your 4th wide receiver. It's late in the draft. Might as well take a chance on who could be the Chiefs' wide receiver too.
Kev, backup quarterback. Allen.
Yes, Bobby.
Bobby. This was in honor of Phil.
Sorry, I'm looking up Hardman in my.
All right, there's our first.
My pick was in honor of Phil.
Off the board.
Hey, do you want to say it or do you want to say it?
First defense off the board.
Go ahead.
Best player available.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was just as Phil yelled. Best available. I'm not sure that's actually true.
Hey, Bobby, how much do you hate me?
Well, Coons, our hatred goes back years and years, so I'm not sure there's really a value that I can place on it.
Okay, because is there a capacity to hate me more than you already do?
It would be difficult, but I'm certain that you're searching for it right now.
I promise I'm not stealing anyone from you. I already broke one of my own personal fantasy rules, so here comes number 2 for you.
Go ahead and take him. Go ahead. Oh,
Yes.
gosh.
Love it.
I did not see Justin Tucker, the first kicker, off the board. So we have our first – we have Kevin taking Josh Allen.
And our defense.
For his backup quarterback. Then we have our first defense going, San Francisco to David, and then Coons shockingly takes the first kicker and Justin Tucker in the 10th round.
Hey, that's 12 to 37 points a week right there.
I don't even know who you are anymore, Dan.
I don't either. Retirement has done some crazy things to my brain, apparently.
Apparently. You should at least get a part-time job at the Dollar Tree or something.
Or I should be happy that I'm retired before 35.
Perhaps.
I took Allen partially because he's a good backup. 2, there's nothing else that I wanted. 3, I was hoping that once again I could start a mini run on quarterbacks and you'd end up with Baker Mayfield again. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would love it if it did.
I mean, I don't hate Baker. I definitely think he's going to do better this year than he did last year.
Agreed.
I mean, Baker's actually – I have him as my 16th overall quarterback ranked. So,
well, I hope you get him.
I mean,
we get a nice little run on backup quarterbacks going.
That's what I was saying. I was trying to start a trend.
I think the kickers are going. Kickers and defenses are going now.
Yeah.
I can't believe that Brian did not take his boy Tom Brady because he has been talking him up.
I might take him as my backup, maybe. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Maybe.
You think he's going to lead the league in touchdowns, but you only want him as your backup?
I'll just go week to week. Play the matchup.
Coons has a great saying: if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have 0 quarterbacks. And explain it, Coons, because it is probably the smartest thing that I've ever heard come out of your mouth.
Which example would you like?
Just pick one. Use me if you need to, because I'm a perfect example.
I'd rather use Phil because he's not here to defend himself terribly.
Fair enough.
I believe it was Russell Wilson and Tom Brady he had one year.
That was me.
Okay, then we're going to talk about you. You are here to defend yourself.
There's no defense.
Every single week, you picked the wrong quarterback, except when the other quarterback was on bye.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And that same year, I faced Albert in the championship, and had I picked the correct quarterback, I would have won by 22 points, I think. I picked the wrong one, and I lost by less than 3, I believe.
Who'd you pick?
Pick and commit.
I can't remember. This was like 20 – what year was this? 2016, 2015?
16, something like that. It was definitely Wilson and Brady. I almost want to say you picked Brady, and it was like the obvious choice according to all the rankings that week. And then Wilson outscored him by at least 20 points.
Yeah, Russell was facing like a really strong defense that week or something, and he just dominated. So since the Tucker pick, Anthony Miller went, and then John Brown went with the next to last pick of the 10th. Now we got John on the turn, 10 going into 11.
I like that Anthony Miller pick. That's a pretty good pick there.
I mean, he was wide receiver 15, I think, for over the last 5 weeks of the year, and that was with Allen Robinson also being a top 10 wide receiver at that same time. So I don't anticipate the Bears being a big-time passing team. However, maybe there might be enough volume for him to be productive.
Yeah, what is the thing with him? He's never done anything. Why are people still remotely high on him? What have I missed this summer?
On who?
Anthony Miller.
Exactly what I said. He was a top 15 receiver for the last 4 or 5 games of the season last year. That's all they got. I mean, he looked good coming out of Memphis.
because he only had 2 touchdowns all year.
Yeah, I know. I think he was like peppered with targets or something. I actually just heard that stat, I think yesterday, about him and Allen Robinson.
Must have been crazy because he only had 52 catches for the season.
John, you're running
had 51 of them in the last 4 weeks.
John, you're down to a dozen seconds here.
Green Bay's defense.
You actually have to click it.
I wish.
All right.
I like that there.
Oh, yeah. Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
He's my guy.
That's that home run swing we're talking about.
Right.
Why not?
I mean, you got a lot of home run swings with your wide receiver core. I mean, Juju, maybe. I think his floor is a little higher, but A.J. Brown's swinging for the fences, Henry Ruggs, and Ayuk.
Duke Johnson. I like that one.
Oh, yeah. Tell us why, Coons. I agree with you.
He is arguably the most underrated and underappreciated running back in the league. Just give him the ball and he produces. For whatever reason, they don't put the ball in his hands.
Preach.
Doesn't he have like the highest yards per carry combined over the last 3 years in the NFL?
I would not argue that at all. I don't know the actual stats, but it's something ridiculous. Yeah, it's something crazy where when he has the ball, all he does is produce.
He was this past season. He was second in the league in most efficient touches as far as like the same. And last year or 2 years ago, he was first. So he does the most of his touches than anybody else in the league.
I feel like it's only a matter of time until he's going to be getting starts because David Johnson's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Could be.
They need to find a role for him. If they can't find a role for him this year, he might as well just retire because no one's going to give him the ball no matter what he does at this point.
I know.
Definitely. Boston Scott.
Boston Scott in the 11th. That's Kevin. Go ahead.
Love
You're a Boston Scott guy. Let's hear it.
Boston Scott not only is a great backup, maybe the best backup in the league, arguably, but he's got standalone value. He's going to play every week. Never know when he's going to go in and get 40 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's going to catch passes. And I think because Miles Sanders is so soft, Brian, that they're going to manage his reps anyway. I really do. Boston Scott can play. It's just the way it is. He's a tiny little ball of fire. He's a guy can play the game.
You got Corey Clement coming back. He looks pretty good, they said. So
that's inspiring.
Brian, I hate to break the news to you. I'm sure you just saw, but your boy Tom Brady just went the third pick of the 11th round to be Drew Brees' backup.
There you go. Well, if you have 2, you have none. So I guess he has none.
Right. That's right. Man, words to live by. Noah Fant goes off the board next. So Coons got his tight end. And Coons, listen, I know I've been asking a lot from you lately, but I know you are big on Noah Fant this year. Break it down for us.
Has Drew Lock really proven to anyone that he can throw the ball more than 25 yards downfield?
Unless the guy's name is Cortland Sutton, the answer is no.
And Noah Fant out of Iowa. Iowa is like the Penn State of linebackers for tight ends. So he's hiding up there. No one's paying attention, and I just feel like he's going to see all kinds of targets and hope he can do something with them.
He's got big playability too.
Yeah.
Good pick. That's late too. Yeah.
All right, so now we have David up with maybe the oddest draft, going 0 RBs on Michael Thomas, George Kittle, Lamar Jackson, which you rolling those 3 out any week. I mean, you're looking good. And we go Melvin Gordon, Raheem Mostert's kind of falling off the wheels because there's nothing left with running backs. Then he goes 2 more wide receivers as second tight end. I didn't even realize this. So you guys let this slip by me, but he took Philip Lindsay. He 2 of his 3 running backs are for the same team. He handcuffed his Denver Broncos pick. And if we talked about that, I missed it. I apologize. And they took a defense. So let's see what he does here. This is the most puzzling team we have, I think. Got 10 seconds to go.
I think it's Bucker here. I think he's going kicker.
You You know what?
I would say he would go kicker here.
Deshaun Jackson.
Stealing him.
I mean, that might be his best pick of the draft.
Till the third quarter of week 1.
Yeah, but he might score enough in those first 3 quarters.
He'll be in the end zone, but his ham, he'll be back on the 30.
Yeah, and I'm sure he'll drop the ball before he gets in the end zone again. Gosh,
So
what a joker.
Now that all the Eagles and Giants receivers have been drafted, who would you take? Which team will have the highest scoring fantasy receiver, the Giants or the Eagles?
Ooh.
You got all of them. You got to pick one team or the other. You get all of them. Who's finishing number 1 out of that group? Which team?
I got my take. Somebody else go first.
Just receivers? Eagles or Giants?
Mm-hmm.
What was the question?
You mean all of their receivers or like their 3 primary receivers?
The best.
I mean, are you excluding like Ertz?
Against the best Giants receiver end of the year, who has more points?
That Ertz
Who ends up being?
It's tough.
Yeah,
that's an awesome
Really
question.
flip.
So for me,
I think
there's a lot of injuries all around on both teams.
I think it's the Giants.
Maybe I'll go Eagles because they have a better quarterback.
You go Eagles because you're a homer.
I like that.
You gonna take Daniel Jones or Carson Wentz?
I don't know yet.
Golden Tate's always hurt. Sterling Shepard, he's got headaches left and right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's tough. That is a very good question though.
But then you got the Eagles. I mean, Alshon Jeffrey's already hurt. Rager's already hurt. Deshaun, you never know. He could get hurt any second.
So I think if we're just going by talent, it's not even close. I think the Eagles receivers have far more talent, but I don't think any of them are going to play more than 14 games. The Giants, on the other hand, their receivers aren't quite as good, but they're going to each one of those 3, Sterling Shepard, Golden Tate, and Darius Slayton, are going to take targets away from the other one. So they're really limiting each other's ceilings there.
Yeah, I mean, if you throw in Ertz and Goddard, if you're going to consider them a receiver, I mean, I'll take them too. I mean, Giants have Evan Ingram, but
yeah,
I mean, I don't even know who's their backup. Nobody.
So you would take Ertz out of any of that group.
Yeah.
But you would take for receivers. I don't know. I think it's the Giants.
I mean, it's close. It's tough.
I think Ertz is.
I'm not sure the exact question. What's the exact question?
At the end of the year, the top scoring Giants receiver against the top scoring Eagles receiver.
Okay, so just one guy per one. So we're not talking about groups as a whole. Simply just one
Whoever
guy.
finishes number 1 out of those two.
Gotcha.
I was going as a group.
Yeah. I don't
But
know.
even then, like Brian said, I think Zach Ertz is probably better than all of them.
Yeah, but are we talking just receivers or
Just receivers?
Just wideouts.
If Rager was completely healthy right now, I'd say Eagles. So I think Rager surprisingly might lead all of those receivers. But I don't know. It could follow him through half the season.
I think I'm with you, Kevin. I think I'm with you on that.
Yeah, it could linger. It could linger all around, especially if he's coming back pretty early.
Yeah,
could be one of those things.
Yeah, he goes up for one awkward catch, comes down wrong, and
that's the Deshaun Jackson last year. I mean, he was hurt, and then he was going to come back, and then
let's not talk about him.
Got surgery and came back, got hurt.
So while we were chit-chatting here and Leach asked us the question of the night, Mike Jasecki went to Kevin in the middle of the 11th round. Tony Pollard went right after that, and not to the Zeke owner. Zeke owner must not be worried about handcuffing his lead dog there. And then Bailey taking was probably my favorite pick of the draft, not necessarily because I think it was a great pick, but just because I love Gardner Minshew. And she took him as her backup quarterback in the 11th. But how can you not like Gardner Minshew?
I mean, I like him, just not fantasy-wise.
Yeah.
I remember my other draft, and I wasn't happy about it at first. I thought about it, and it's not so bad.
Can we take a moment to realize Leach just drafted a defense before a quarterback?
Thank you for that observation, Koontz. You're
I was
absolutely
going to
correct.
pick.
I don't know what's happening with either one of you two. Right when you think you know a guy.
You know, I just didn't like anybody else there. And instead of just taking some random quarterback, I figured I'd take a defense.
All right.
They were
Pittsburgh.
the highest ranked for me in week 1 out of the remaining defenses.
Okay.
I agree with that, but before any quarterback, that's my only issue with it.
Well, I'm going to wait for all the backups to go, and then I'll take my quarterback.
I mean, Koontz took a quarterback before a receiver. I think Kansas City's defense goes next.
I'm going to take Stafford
Look at
as my
Leach
backup.
starting runs.
You looking for Big Ben's comeback player of the year? Is that who you're going after?
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the Steelers against the Giants all day in week 1. Week 2, I'll pick a different quarterback. Or if Bobby takes Big Ben, I'll take a different quarterback for week 1. I don't mind streaming.
This is where I sometimes get screwed up with redraft leagues, is I forget about endless pickups. It's something that I'm not accustomed to.
Yep.
Streaming, baby.
It's a loophole in the system.
Yeah. In my league,
It's Belichickian.
you can't stream. You'd be you just get killed because it's a salary cap auction league.
Yeah, you got to make the league. You got to.
It doesn't work.
You have a cap on your free agent auction? Is that what you mean?
Well, there's not even a free agent auction. Well, there's waivers. Everything's auction, but your starting salary is your salary cap for everything for the whole year. So if you're an idiot and don't leave any extra money, then you've got to start dropping players that are worth more money than what you need to pick up, because you also get salary cap penalties. So you could drop a player and still not have enough money to pick up another one, in which case you got to drop another player that's worth even more money so that you combined have enough money to still pick up 2 players for minimum salary. It gets some people in some real cap purgatory. It's tough sometimes.
So what I would do with that kind of league, Kevin, I would take 2 guys late, somebody like a Roethlisberger, and then somebody else like Daniel Jones or something like that.
Oh, yeah, and that's what everybody does. You have to, because you can't. Plus, it's a 16-team league. And some people take 3 quarterbacks just to be jerks.
Ooh.
And it makes life difficult.
The real
I almost did that today to be a jerk.
So while we
Bobby, you snatched up Jonnu Smith on me? I was going to go tight end just to be a jerk.
I know. It's a story of your life here, Dan. So
hey, I've been very nice for like 6 months now. I got to get it out of me somehow.
Like oddly nice.
I like that. I've been nice for 6 months. I need to get there tonight.
I got to get back to my roots.
So when this COVID, a few of us had a trip planned to go see Dan whenever he moved down to Dallas, and unfortunately with COVID and Dallas being basically ground zero for the real life Walking Dead, we unfortunately had to cancel our trip. And after calling Coons, Leach called me and said, "What did you talk to Coons?" I said, "Yeah. Why? Who was that nice, considerate, understanding human being that was just on the phone with me?" I don't know.
I have my moments. I don't know.
Picking up that Southern hospitality.
He was only down there for a week and a half at the time.
Whoa.
It's the retirement life. That's what it is. Trust me. Retire. Your entire life will change.
So while we've been jibber-jabbing about stuff that doesn't matter, Brian took his backup quarterback in Matthew Stafford right before I was going to take him. So that is the 3rd time Brian has sniped a pick from me. Robert Woods in the 5th. Odell Beckham in the 3rd, and then now Matt Stafford. So I am left with Jonnu Smith as my tight end, who I've talked about several times. I think he's
nice.
Number 2 receiving threat on his own team, and probably the go-to guy as far as just dump down completions for Ryan Tannehill. And then I took my quarterback finally, Cam Newton, in the 12th round, who I'm not real excited about. But when I look at the rest of my board, it was either him or Big Ben. So Cam's the guy. And Leach, go ahead and take your Big Ben right here.
Yeah, you guys are killing me. I would normally not want to take him here, but with how many backup quarterbacks have already gone, and just looking at who else. If I don't take him here, I got to take. I mean, there's guys I'd be okay with, but I feel like there's a drop off, so I got to take him here.
And there he goes. Daniel Jones also went the pick before Big Ben, also as a backup. A lot of backup QBs here. The waiver wire is there all year, folks. We can pick up bye-week fillers as the season progresses. Alan Lazard, next player drafted.
I already regret taking him. I would have rather taken Lazard.
I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on in Green Bay's wide receiver corps. You think Alan Lazard is the favorite to be the number 2 for all summer long, and then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, Marquez Valdez-Scantling is going to be the number 2 receiver. I don't know what's happening.
For now.
Yeah, right.
As soon as somebody runs the wrong route, Rodgers benches them.
Yep.
Ravens D went right before the Ravens lover, Kevin. So Kevin goes with someone who both him and I are big on, Justin Jefferson. I think you got yourself someone there, Kevin, that could be a wide receiver 3 by the end of the year.
Potentially. I'm very pleased to get him in the 12th round. 2 weeks ago, people were taking him in the 7th and 8th. Now he's going in the 12th. Don't really know why.
So I got a question for you, Kevin. You have 4 or 5 rookies on your team. Does that worry you at all?
You know why. I already said why. I put it on the site the other night. It's the year of the rookie, baby.
Okay. Well, you better hope so.
It's funny because remember going into the draft, I told you this was the least excited or I'd been about an NFL draft in so long. And you convinced me otherwise. You did. You said, I don't know. I actually think it's pretty amazing. I'm like, well, let's see. I can't remember in recent history a year where so many rookies are slated as starters right off the bat.
Right off.
All around the board.
Especially
at all positions, offense, defense, skill positions, trenches. So many rookies now are just, boom, here you are, play.
I mean, you really took that idea and ran with it, man.
Believe it.
Yeah. I think it's the convergence of the college game with the NFL game, and the coaches are going back and forth between college and the NFL, and the schemes are similar. So it's
a lot more similar than they used to be. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have these receivers come in; they're already basically doing the same thing as an NFL receiver. They're just going to learn more of the option routes and stuff like that. But
just get used to the speed a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I really only have one rookie in my starting lineup, so it's not like I'm counting on them.
So back-to-back Lions running backs. After Kevin took Justin Jefferson, Adrian Peterson goes, and then Kerryon Johnson goes. I'd ask Coons to break down why he took Kerryon Johnson, but he is a Lions fan, so.
It's funny.
It's probably Kerryon Johnson because he took Adrian Peterson. That was the deciding factor. I needed a homer somewhere. Again, didn't like anybody. I was going with one of them. He made a decision for me.
I like that the starting running back in week 1 goes 3rd out of the Lions running backs.
You're probably right.
Dude, the best running back for the Lions this year is going to be the last man standing.
Scarborough.
He's not.
He's going to be last man standing because he started on IR. So.
Gosh, this stuff is wild. Dallas Goedert goes as again number 2 tight end. Mikey took Travis Kelce in the 2nd. Decides he needs to back him up with Dallas Goedert. Whatever. At least by taking a backup tight end in Goddard when you have Kelce, he did it in the 12th and not far earlier.
Can we take a moment to read and appreciate what Yahoo has written up about Curtis Samuel? The headline, Curtis Samuel, in quotes, hasn't been impressive during camp.
Wow.
Poor guy.
That's the only negative headline about any player, I think.
And when they say something negative, that's when you're supposed to listen. And speaking of saying negative things, Pierce only has three running backs. He's drafting now Saquon Barkley, David Johnson, and Boston Scott. I mean, surely he's going to take a running back here at 12, right? Bare minimum in 13.
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. He took a backup quarterback before his fourth running back. He's got 2 tight ends and 2 quarterbacks and 3 running backs.
Man.
And it's Jared Goff. I guess he's going to stack him with Tyler Higbee. Now, John, who's been pretty quiet for the last little while, he's on the clock. Back-to-back picks. Last pick of the 12th, first pick of the 13th.
Need a tight end.
Jace?
Leach disagrees. Albert, besides this draft we talked about earlier, he thinks he can go without a tight end. So
You pick one up before game time. Pick one up Sunday at 12:55.
Yeah. Good.
you could play who tomorrow? Jordan Thomas, is he the starting tight end for the Texans?
Pick up somebody that plays on Monday night.
Michael Pittman Jr.
Monday morning.
I love that pick, Michael Pittman.
Austin Hooper. All right, here's your tight end.
There you go.
Only because I'm accustomed. I have to draft a tight end. Like I just.
No, we got you.
On the Wednesday before the season starts, draft a tight end.
You have to draft.
Albert's just a weird guy. Prefers. I think one year you did not draft a tight end or a quarterback, or was that Bob?
I didn't draft a quarterback.
Okay.
And my quarterback that year, who I picked up after the draft, was Ben Roethlisberger, who finished number 6 on the season.
See? You need to write a fantasy article about that, Albert.
This is the first time I've ever heard of like people not having to draft positions. Like I've always had you have to fill your roster.
I think ESPN makes you.
Yeah. So all my leagues are ESPN except for my dynasty league, but even then we have to.
All right, so you did take your first tight end there, Austin Hooper. Thank you for not having 3 tight ends by now. And Pierce is back on the clock. He's refusing to take a 4th running back. Let's see if it continues. I'm also happy Golden Tate's still out there. Now, John, you continued with your trend here of home run swings on your wide receivers with that pick.
I just realized I have a ton of rookie wide receivers. I have 3. Yeah.
But again, you already have 3 wide receivers before them. So it's not
true.
like you're relying on them to start right away.
Yep.
Ooh, Pierce got me.
Well, he didn't get a running back again. He still only has 3 running backs. He went with his 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good. I hope he doesn't get any running backs. He just took my guy.
6 wide receiver and Preston Williams.
He's gonna make me. He's making me draft the defense here.
Oh, I thought you were going to take running backs now just to spite him.
I got a minute 36. Let me see what I can come up with. No, just kidding.
Preston Williams, great pick though there. This late 13th. Kevin, I know you like that. Tell us why.
Well, which one did I see? Which one?
Preston Williams there in the 13th.
Williams.
Oh, that's very nice. His ACL still a little painful, but man, he's going to be a target monster.
Yep. Especially with those Dolphins. I mean, just like we talked about with the Jaguars and a couple other teams, they're going to be throwing the ball a lot, especially late game. And when you got the Amish rifle, Ryan Fitzpatrick, airing that thing out with complete disregard for
absolutely
turnovers and anything bad. I mean, they're going to come down with a few each game. So Preston Williams, he's got a chance to shine.
And there's somebody who was a great rookie last year. So, it can be done.
Right. Coons did stick with his word. and took a defense. He took Buffalo's defense. Then Sony Michel went. What a fall from grace this guy has suffered. And then Kevin picking my boy Darrington Evans, middle of the 13th round. You know I love that one, Kevin. I've talked about him ad nauseum on the show.
Indeed.
I have no idea why Blake did not take him sooner, since Blake is the Derrick Henry owner. Because now I'm not big on handcuffing running backs unless you're a team like the Titans or Minnesota or the Cowboys, where when your backup comes in, that's the guy. And, there's no committee after that. It's, you have that starter. You need to get the handcuff. Now, like, let's say if you're Albert and you're an Austin Eckler owner, you don't necessarily need to handcuff him because there's two of them. You're not even sure which one to go with. Do you go with Josh Kelly, the rookie? Do you go with Justin Jackson? But when you have someone like Derrick Henry, I said, Dalvin Cook, I said, Ezekiel Elliott, you got to get that handcuff. Even Alvin Kamara, Coons, sorry for taking Lat Murray from you.
You're not sorry.
Not even a little bit.
Don't lie to me. You know better than that.
You're right. I apologize. I'm not sorry at all.
Thank you.
Was it Vrabel that called Evans the poor man's Kamara, potentially?
He did.
He's going to play. He's a guy that I feel in a bind once the season gets going. He's a guy I would maybe, if I had to, I'd throw in a line and be like, he's not going to score 30, but he might get me 10, 11, 12 points.
Flex him. I hear you, man.
Yeah, he's my fifth back, That's another of those home runs. I hope Derrick Henry tears an ACL in week 1.
No, you don't hope that.
I do hope that. We've been through this. I'm not as kind as you with my fantasy people. His contract's guaranteed. He's still going to get paid $47 million signed or guaranteed.
It's a lot. Whatever it is a lot. Man, I think I'm going to do something weird.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Oh, inappropriate comment. My apologies, people.
Why? You don't know what I'm going to do weird. Wait, open an umbrella inside and turn upside down, ride it down the stairs. You don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm telling you what, who was that Tom? That Darrell Williams pick there is very, very interesting. Please tell us why you picked him there.
I'm muted. Oh, wait, hold on.
You're good.
No, I was looking at something else. Well, they have that rookie running back. I don't know. Darrell Williams, it's the only one I had that I could see that's possibly drafting in that position. I needed another running back, so I was looking at him earlier, but he just kept falling. So, it felt that 13th round wasn't a bad pick for him.
Personally, I love it because if Kevin, he wishes injuries on someone. If CEH does go down, I don't think they miss a beat with Williams.
Yep.
DeAndre Washington get picked up by anybody?
I think he's still free. What are you doing here,
Brian?
Brian?
There's a computer that you can look at that on.
I was just curious.
The answer.
I didn't expect him to get picked up.
A.J. Dillon. Man, I am going to do something weird.
Might as well give it a shot and see if he has anything.
You won't take.
That's a good pick, Brian. You just made my pick a little more difficult. I was thinking I could lock him in. Seemed like everyone forgot about him. I got him in like the 10th or 11th just a couple weeks ago, and I was kind of hoping to get him in the 14th here.
He's going later than he should.
I mean, I kind of like Damian Harris too. I mean, he's hurt, but I mean, to stash him, he could be the starter when he comes back.
He could be, but can you trust the Patriots running back?
Nope. 4 touchdowns in week 2, and then Belichick will give him 3 carries in week 3. Yep. Belichick's just the ultimate fantasy killer.
Hey, but those 3 carries could be 3 touchdowns,
Could be.
or they could be for nothing.
Got to pick the right week.
There's going to be 3 touchdowns or 3 first downs.
Who was it 2 or 3 seasons ago that he put the one obscure guy in one week? He scored 4 touchdowns. I don't
James
think he ever
White.
scored another touchdown for him ever. Who was that?
No, it was James White that got 4 touchdowns on like 6 touches or something like that.
There was there was another guy too.
Brandon Bolden.
Was it Bolden?
I think
It could have been Bolden.
Please look at what I just did.
Well, you're going to tell us all about it, so why do I got to look?
Backup tight end. I thought you didn't do backup tight ends.
I don't do backup tight ends, but the only other person that I was looking at, and I might take him now.
You won't take another tight
You
end.
do have 2 picks.
No, yeah, I know, but I was gonna, do the kicker and the defense, but maybe not.
Hey, at least you've been on Jack Doyle since day one.
I
Like,
have.
that's fair. That's fair.
That's what I did. 2 of my favorite late round tight ends, I got both of them, Jonnu Smith and Jack Doyle. I only want one of them. I absolutely did not think Doyle would be back to me 2 rounds later. I'm probably going to be in that situation, like Kuhn said, with quarterbacks. If you have 2, you have 0. I don't no idea who I'm starting week 1 now with those 2 guys. And that took Carlos Hyde because as of right now, he's the number 2 running back for the Seahawks who do everything they can to run the ball. And Chris Carson's, 1 or 2 fumbles away from finding himself on the bench or an injury.
What I would ask you then is within the next 3 days, who are you dumping? Or are you just not going to play a kicker in a defense?
I don't know. Probably going to be Hyde. We'll see.
Somebody's got to go. It's not like you did this and there's 3 weeks to go and you hope to find this diamond in the rough.
Right, but I have 4 days to figure it out.
Bobby, you have a minute and 40 seconds to tell me if you want to give me Jonnu Smith for somebody else that I could draft for you right now.
I do not.
Okay.
I took him in
Just
the
went through. He just went 3 rounds.
You might as well. You go for it, sure. Brian took Philly's defense after I took Carlos Hyde the second pick of the 14th round. They're playing Washington week 1. No reason not to take them there. Then Jake Elliott goes as kicker. Paris Campbell, nice dart throw in the 14th round. He's a slot guy for Indy. Everyone says he's finally healthy. So he should be able to put up some numbers, run those underneath routes for Phillip Rivers. Then the Saints defense, then Greg the Leg, Zerline, and Zane Gonzalez. Kevin, we could almost draft each other's teams for each other.
Yep. It's weird, too, because we hardly ever talk to each other about fantasy.
I will say you threw me off with Josh Allen and Mike Gesicki, but every single other player and Antonio Gibson, besides those.
Yeah.
I get down with Josh Allen, though. For some reason, I think even if he is not great from a winning game standpoint, I think he's going to put up points this year.
Oh, absolutely. Fantasy-wise, I agree.
He's
got the biggest arm in the game, him and Mahomes. The problem is just can't hit people. He really struggles with the accuracy. If he could increase his accuracy by 10%, the guy might be the best quarterback in the league.
That's
rushing.
It's a good. Yeah, the rushing is a big part for him.
Yeah, at least for fantasy.
I don't care if they're
Right,
6 and 10. If he puts up points, that's all that matters in this world.
Me either.
Yeah, I do think Stephon Diggs is going to be a big help for him though, because he's a really good receiver. He's going to get open, and he's going to open up other people to make those throws easier for Josh Allen.
I don't think Josh Allen's going to hit Stephon Diggs. I don't think Stephon Diggs is going to do much this year other than allow other people to do other stuff.
Yeah. Me and Bobby, we were actually sort of laughing about this summer. I said something along the lines that he finally has a quarterback that can out-throw him by 5 yards.
Yeah.
Cousins couldn't overthrow him.
True.
They've got two burners with John Brown and Stephon Diggs. I think they've done everything they can for Josh Allen. He has no excuses if it doesn't work out here.
You're absolutely right.
So a few weeks ago, Albert and I were talking about John Brown, and he was saying, John Brown's going late, this and that. we're talking about other receivers we take before him, and he said, well, John Brown was a 1,000-yard receiver last year. Why do you think he's going to do worse this year? And I think the point is made even stronger because Diggs is now going to take the number one cornerbacks, whereas John Brown was, he got 1,000 yards receiving with the number one opposing cornerback taking him. Now he's going against cornerback twos. So, John Brown, I'm not high on it, but he could be in for a big year.
Maybe. Yeah, he averaged 70 yards a game because he missed one game. 6 TDs. I don't think John Brown's bad. It's just some people stretch to pick him up. Same thing with Diggs. Diggs is a guy that in previous years would go third round.
Right.
He shouldn't go in the third round anymore.
Right. Well, when I look at it, Diggs is going later this year than Brown finished last year. So that's what my real point is, that Diggs is better than Brown. So how can he be worse than what Brown did?
Sure. Where did Diggs go? I'm looking here. I don't see him.
5th pick of the 7th round.
Yeah, that's great there. It's great value.
Yeah, if I asked you, what would you prefer? Diggs with the 5th pick in the 7th or John Brown with the 11th pick of the 10th?
That's close either way.
I might go Brown.
Maybe. It's just all going to come down what routes they run, and is he going to hit them? How much is Stephon Diggs going to lose his shit if he only throws to him 3 times one game? Oh, sorry, poop. I keep forgetting that one word. It's not really a bad word. Sorry. How much is he going to lose it when he only throws to him 3 times in the game?
Right. And that's going to happen. Buffalo, they're going to go all-out run script sometimes.
This isn't like the Vikings just chucking it.
Correct. Kevin, would you have taken Hyde?
Yeah, I have him I actually traded for him in my league of record the other day. I got rid of Kansas City D and Lazard for Hyde and Pittsburgh D. I got the Pittsburgh. I gave up the Chiefs D and Lazard for Pittsburgh and Hyde because, I'm in a tough spot with running backs there. And I figured Hyde's a 1,000-yard runner last year. He's going to play some, and Carson's hurt a lot.
You're pretty high on the Chiefs defense, though, too.
Yeah, last 6-7 weeks, they were the number 2 or 3 defense, led the league in number 1 in so many statistical categories. But I had to make a move, and I got the Steelers D, so it's not like I was trading down on that part.
Right.
I'm happy with it.
So we have finally made it to final round. We got a lot of kickers and defenses going, obviously. John is now finished. He finished out with the Green Bay's defense and Dan Bailey for his kicker. Who's second was Pierce. He finished up with Indy as his defense and Robbie Gould as his kicker. Laviska Shenault just went, much to Kevin's dismay, to Mikey as his last pick. Coons is now up. He already has a kicker and a defense. No one knows why.
Which is weird, yeah. I really want to take Larry Fitzgerald just for the sentimental piece. This could be the last time he ever gets drafted. But
our buddy Chase thinks he's going to be 4th on his team in receiving output behind Andy.
Yeah, but it's Larry Fitz. I'm not doing it.
Kevin, you could get Isabella if you wanted to here.
I could. My fave.
Josh Kelly, awesome pick. From what I've heard, Coons, he's the number 2.
For today.
Right. That's correct.
See what tomorrow brings.
Yep.
Hey, Brian, Chase still hasn't taken my bet.
No, I don't know.
You're right.
He said it was his bold prediction, so that means I don't think he was too sold on it. He just likes to get some clicks.
I agree. He definitely goes contrarian sometimes, but he seems pretty into that pick.
Yeah, he does.
He's talked about it at least 3 occasions that I know of.
Yeah.
That's good for him. If you're going to make that pick, double down, triple down.
We'll see. What was your bet again with him? $10 for what?
$10 that
he won't finish.
Won't outscore Fitz.
Yeah.
David's up on his last pick. He might be set to auto draft now. It's taken a while for his last couple picks to go through. So what should I do here, folks? Should I go defense or kicker, since I can only have one?
Kicker.
You might as well pick somebody else and then just drop them.
Just not do either defense or kicker?
Yeah, you already have to drop.
Hey, you wouldn't be the first. Mess up waivers for somebody else. You're still going to lose.
You only have one quarterback, so you might as well get a backup.
Yes. I mean, backup tight ends aren't my style either, but when I have 2 top 10 or 2 top 12 players there, at least in my opinion, I'm going to take them. It's not like I'm taking a backup tight end. That's my 19th ranked tight end. I have them both. I have them at 11 and 12. And Cam Newton, he's already low enough on my QB ranking. He's my 12th or 13th ranked QB. I'm not going to back him up. I'll just take somebody off the waiver wire.
Yeah.
I respect that pick.
Matt
Living
Brady,
legend right there.
Lions kicker. All right, Kevin, your last guy here.
Yeah, I just need to pick a defense for like week 1.
Yep.
I'm going to do this for you, Brian,
There you go.
because your one bold prediction is one that I'm buying. I don't know about 3 and 13, but they're not good. So I'll take the Cowboys D against the Rams in week 1.
All right.
There you go.
All right.
How you like that one, Bailey?
Where's that one in?
Huh?
Dallas? Is that in Dallas or is it in? No, it's in the new Rams Stadium, right?
You want to pick?
Oh, sorry, Bailey. Were you looking for the Cowboys D there?
I was not.
No, she's got one.
You know, she got what's it? Pittsburgh's defense.
She's a Cowboys fan, Kevin.
Right, yeah, I know. So I didn't know if she was planning on getting like a second defense.
Nope.
The Ravens are my team, and I root for them against everybody. I think we all know that. But my dad was a lifelong Cowboys fan, so I root for the Cowboys against everybody except the Ravens, especially the Eagles, because the Eagles.
Kevin, I was really liking you. I've never met you before. Today, I think, has gone well. As soon as you said that, though, it's bad enough I got to live with one. Now I got to be in a league with another one? Come on.
I don't love them, but if I had to pick a second team, that's who I would root for.
I got you. I'm giving you a hard time, dude.
Oh, I know. It's all good.
Everything was going well.
You've probably seen them before on the show.
Oh, okay.
This was actually my dad's. He died about 2 years ago, so I grabbed that.
Cool.
Hey, man, we're in Dallas. If you come down for a game, we're here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, my neighbors up the street are diehard Cowboys fans. They did the week-long, what amounts to like a cruise down there last year. They stay there the whole week. They got to meet Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. They're on the elevator with them. Like, you're on the field. You meet all the players. It's this week-long thing, sort of like the Cowboy Stadium is your cruise ship.
It's like a resort.
It was
I didn't realize that.
god-awful expensive. They were going again this year, but the whole thing got blown out because of COVID. But they said it was just the most amazing experience of their entire lives. They actually weren't supposed to meet the Joneses. They just happened to be on an elevator in the stadium with them.
That's pretty cool, man.
They said they're awesome to just sit there and talk to. They talk to them just like we're talking right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah. They got through everything, all through the stadium, on the actual field. It was intense. It's like a 70 thing. Like, everything is planned as Cowboys this, Cowboys that the whole time.
Yeah.
That's one stadium I'd like to do that.
Yeah, I went there in 2014 for the Eagles Cowboys game, last game of the year, 2014. It's pretty good. Pretty good time.
Yeah.
I have a fantasy question. Most, if not all of us, have been playing fantasy football for a very long time. So when you go to a site like Yahoo or, ESPN, NFL, and I haven't done a draft with them this year. I have in the past. But when you're looking at your players and you look at your team defenses, why do they not give you, by now, since so many people pick defenses based on week one, why do they not tell you which team they're playing week one?
Yep.
I think that'll be a great addition to your.
They
rank.
make you work for it. That's why you got to do your research across the board.
You know, I got it all written down. I'm just curious as to. I wonder why no one's done that yet.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be your next venture.
Get him to get the kicker flex first.
Give him the defense respect.
Kicker
All right,
flex.
Here you go. Bobby, when I first took Eckler, what was the stat you threw out at me about Phillip Rivers passing a running back?
So since 2017, Phillip Rivers, no one has passed more check down routes to running backs than Rivers.
All right, I'll take Naheem Hines then.
There you go. I like that, Leach. You took Naheem Hines in another draft, I believe.
He's always there in the last round. There's never anybody better.
Always there.
I had
Never
him last
anyone
year.
better. Wow.
He was very, very hit or miss last year. It was very frustrating. The weeks I played him, he did nothing.
He was very disappointing last year. I agree with that.
I feel like every Colts running back has been a hit or miss since Marshall Faulk.
Bingo.
All right.
Take my
We're
kicker.
down to our last pick. And as I was talking about matchups, that's how a lot of people do for their defenses. I know the Chargers, although they're down Derwin James and they're hurt, they're playing the Bengals week 1. So let's go Chargers D. And there we have it, folks. B&B Football Happy Hour, very first fantasy football draft. Thank you so much. I cannot imagine that anyone is still going to be sticking around listening to this late.
I hope
But, I was going to say,
Yeah. I don't even want to be here anymore.
this might take a day to download this video, so you might see it by like Saturday.
Thank you to everyone who is listening. Thank you especially to our viewers who chimed in when we posted and wanted to be in the league. We love having you here. We're very appreciative of your support and everything that you do for us. Coons, obviously you were the man with the idea to start this. Perfect and great idea. So thank you for that. Here we are. Week 1 starts tomorrow. Not like nothing like getting it done right in time. So thank y'all. Anybody got anything to say before we head out of here?
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you having us.
thanks.
Love what you guys are doing. Hoping we can help you guys build the brand. Thank you, guys.
All right, guess we'll get it started tomorrow. I'm sure there'll be plenty of chatter on the page about whose team is better and whatnot. So yeah, it'll be a fun year.
All right, folks.
Good time.
B&Bs, we're out of here.
All
Have a
right.
good one. Good luck.
See ya. We'll post this tomorrow.
See ya.
See you guys.